This week, we're banana bent for leather as we discuss the 1970-something knockoff, The Last House on Dead End Street. Hello and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I am your host, Eddie, the Axe Jefferson, and joining me as always, I'm not even going to make references to the people in this fucking movie. Tim Yobo, how are you doing today, good sir?
Why? What's wrong with the people in this movie?
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
You picked this movie, but...
You son of a bitch.
Look, it's just one of the things. I was just fucking around the blood bank. I saw the thing of it. I was like, "Oh wait, is that Last House on the?" No, wait a second.
No, wait a minute.
No, it says it says on the poster. Just keep saying to yourself, "It's only a movie. It's got to be Last House on the." Oh no, wait, it's not that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how the hell you just stumbled upon this movie.
And joining us as always, Candice. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking over my notes. I'm furiously
references. I can't. I just can't. On this movie, everybody's too fucking terrible, but not terrible. We're joined by a longtime friend of the show. Half of those dastardly McCollum brothers. It's Terry. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, Eddie, Tim, Candice. It's great to be back. Shane could not be here yet again, but thankfully I'm here.
Always
because I'm reliable.
I think we know who the better brother is.
Yeah.
I have nothing better to do with my free time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The better brother might not have known this movie right off the bat.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Terry here, the Iron Horse of podcasting, joining us.
The Carl Ripken of...
The Carl Ripken of podcasting. Lou Gehrig, but all of his muscles work of podcasting. So, folks, here we are, the beginning of April 1st, April Fools, and I do mean all of my co-hosts think that they're here to talk about The Last House on Dead End Street.
No.
It's fucking April 1st. I fucking knew it. God damn it.
You're not doing that shit, guys.
And in fact, they are here to discuss Last House on Dead End Street.
Damn it, Eddie. Don't do that to me. I did so much fucking research for this episode. I was going to kill you.
So before we talk
this
about
would have been a good
movie
movie to do it on, though. It's only like an hour and 7 minutes. That could have been wasted, but...
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But before we do...
I got to take like a fucking Valium or something to calm my heart rate down.
You guys have such PTSD. Oh my
a little bit.
God.
I was like, oh shit, all today running through my mind, I was like, it's April 1st and we're recording tonight. I was like, should I be doing this much work? I don't know.
I was waiting for it, but I saw he put a tweet out today about how he loves vampire movies and haunted house movies, and I'm just like, okay,
that was his joke.
On that one, yeah. But I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Eddie, you almost got us really good.
I should have. I really should have, but you know what? I'm giving you guys one. Plus, doing it on April Fool's Day is predictable. I
like how not punishing us is our present from you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's our reward.
Present?
Thanks, Daddy.
You don't get presents on April Fool's. Fuck you.
Candice, it's like your act of kindness.
No. Candice, what have you been consuming?
Not a whole lot of nothing. I've been super busy, but the one time I actually did get to watch something, it was The Omen 4.
Ooh.
Out of my box that I always meant to watch.
What is that one?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's like Damien's daughter.
Oh.
It's really bad. It doesn't even have the Omen music.
Which is the one where Damien becomes president or some shit?
That's the third one.
Is that
Sam Neill, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the one with Sam Neill. Yeah. The final conflict.
Yeah, so much for that. There was a part 4. Fucking liars.
And a remake.
You think the devil had a better pull-out game?
How do you go from the movie where Damien's president to one about Damien's daughter? You think you would get to that one beforehand.
So is
Well,
it
It's
you
like to do,
see-
I don't know, Damien as president. That's a little too ridiculous. We got to
my
scale
God.
this back. How about Damien's daughter?
I just thought of a plot
Kind
hole.
of like Dracula's daughter.
Uh-oh,
A
what's
plot
your plot?
hole in the
Okay,
Omen
so in-
4.
The mother and father of the little demon child in Omen 4 was, of course, Damien and that British bitch from the third one. But in that movie, he has anal sex with her.
Oh,
So
Okay.
how did she have
He's
a
got
kid?
that drip.
God damn it.
That's how a devil baby's born.
I mean, I'd believe it.
I guess it made the sperm had to make a U-turn or something.
Butt spunk babies.
Yeah.
Butt Spunk Babies. That's one of my favorite post-punk bands is the Butt Spunk Babies. Fantastic. Saw them at Warped Tour a couple of years back. So what about you then, Tim? What have you been consuming this week?
I saw John Wick 4 in the movie theaters.
Oh, how was that?
Incredible. I cannot think. I think this is hands down the best action series in history.
Okay.
I love Mad Max. Fury Road, I still think that Fury Road is hands down the best action movie ever made.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep.
But the John Wick series, I've never seen a series that's gone 4 movies in, and each one is better than the one before it. And tops itself. Everyone keeps topping itself over and over again. It was like a 3-hour fucking movie. It went by in a breeze. There's some shit in it I've never seen before done in a movie. And I just can't recommend it enough. And I think we're going to do all the Wick movies because you put them in the blood bank, didn't you?
I did, yeah, except for 4 because that's not out yet. But yeah,
you never
they're
saw
all in the bank.
you never saw any of the John Wick movies you told us the other day.
No, I did. I saw. So I did see the first one. I just didn't see the second and the third one.
Okay.
What'd you think of the first one?
First one's fantastic.
Okay.
I thought for sure you were going to be a contrarian and be like, "It's bullshit."
No, I don't think anybody could say. If you like action movies, I don't think anybody's going to say that they saw any of the John Wick movies and like I didn't like it.
Plus, I have to be nice about it because my wife's manager also was part of making John Wick. So
Oh, wow.
if they're
Okay.
listening,
You think your wife's
you're
manager is listening to this podcast?
no, of course not. Thank
Okay.
God.
I can't.
No, it's
I
just
can't
what's
say,
great about. Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
I was just saying, I've actually never seen any of the John Wicks. I'm not part of the Wick fandom. I am not a Wick dick. I have not seen any of them yet.
You don't get wick hard.
No, it's great because
I have
each
not dipped
one of
my
them-
Wick into those movies.
Yeah.
Each one is a callback to another famous action movie, and the one that I picked up on, especially in Part 3, for me, Part 3 is almost like John Wick: Game of Death, where he has to go from one floor to the next floor to the next floor, beating all these fucking people. There's even this in the beginning of John Wick 3, was it Parabellum? I think it is. He's fighting a basketball player, which is like the replacement for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Game of Death, with how big this guy is standing next to fucking John Wick. And he kills him with a fucking book.
Nice.
That's
It's just
the power
really
of the
great.
written word.
And then on the other hand, I saw Avatar 2.
Oof. Why?
All I will say is this. It was also 3 hours plus.
Mhm.
I have never fast forwarded so much through a fucking movie
Wow.
in my life. And I'm talking about, I used to have porn on VHS tapes, okay?
Wow.
I think I watched a total of 12 or 14 fucking minutes of that movie because I just want to see the action part. I don't want to see them fucking swimming underneath the fucking ocean for 45 fucking minutes and all the other stuff. Holy fuck, that movie is bad. I mean, if you're getting high and you're watching IMAX and maybe you're getting handy while it's going on, okay.
Okay.
But other than
Oh,
that,
sign me up.
So Tim,
Sure.
Tim, I imagine that a ticket to Laser Pink Floyd's The Wall is probably cheaper.
well, I haven't been to the planetarium show in a long time. I think the tickets used to be like maybe $20, so now they're
Yeah.
probably like 50.
Oh,
If they even
that's
still
true.
do the laser shows, I gotta check out, see if they still do Laser Floyd or Laser Beatles.
Tim, I need that for you in life right now. You need to get back into laser light shows.
They were great. Have you ever been to one?
Yes, I have. I've been to several.
Okay, see, they're nice, right?
Yeah. They're great, man. So what about...
Especially now with the edibles. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Terry? What have you been consuming since we last spoke?
What have I been consuming? Just a video of a close-up of a guy's asshole farting.
Mm.
And
Cool.
let me explain.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks ago, It was a Sunday morning. I got into work when I got a Facebook message from this guy that I went to high school with. It was a message from this guy that I went to high school with, but barely knew. And it was like a 7-second video of just his asshole spread open, farting.
How do you know it's his? Is he like, hey, Terry, it's been a long time?
He leaned down and he looked between his legs at the camera and winked.
Yeah, he winked and then he looked and winked too.
There's more. There is more.
No, Terry recognized his asshole.
So I get a chance to see the full video just once before he unsends the message. You know how you can do that?
Wait, so he sent it to you by mistake?
Yes. Or so I think. Let me keep going.
Oh no.
So he unsends the video and he says, "Oh my God, you didn't see that, did you?" And I wrote back, "I did, but I'll pretend that I didn't."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry." And I'll tell you the truth. As bizarre as it was, like, I decided to just be nice, just be like, "No, seriously, dude, like, don't feel embarrassed. Like, it's a bizarre mistake, but it's an honest one. Like, don't worry about it. Just forget about it."
No, feel embarrassed.
And then 5 days later,
oh no,
I swear to God, he messages me out of the blue saying, "Hey, what if that wasn't an accident?"
Damn.
Followed by the peach emoji and the shit emoji. And then he sends a second message saying, that video is part of my my ongoing self-exposure project, and I accidentally roped you into it. And then
stop saying anything about ropes.
And then and then he sends a third message saying, "Can I send you more?"
Oh, man.
Now, I don't respond to a single one of these messages. I'm just like, okay, no, absolutely not. And then a couple of hours later, I got another message from Facebook saying that, like, he unsent 3 messages.
Yeah. What?
Wow, you can do takebacks on Facebook?
Dude, like, how down bad do you have to be?
I gotta ask, Terry, what time was it?
Well, like I said, when he originally sent me the asshole video, it was a Sunday morning.
Yeah. No, I mean the next the rebuttal. No pun intended.
The rebuttal. It was like days later. It was like later on that week. I remember it very specifically because I always remember these things weirdly specifically. The original message was on Sunday, and then he sent the "What if that wasn't an accident?" and those messages like that Friday.
Okay, now Terry.
So he was trying to send the rebuttal.
Yeah. So Terry, just a real quick note for you, bud. When you're telling this story to people, okay? The point when you get to where you're like, it's weird that I remember when that happened. You don't need to fucking say that, okay? I can tell you right now the exact date and time of every man's asshole I've seen farting that's been DM'd to me. That's
on
fine.
Facebook, no.
It tends to be something
on TikTok, but not Facebook.
Sticks. That's some people get PTSD for shit like that. You don't understand, man. Don't just go, wow. Okay, now I've got a lot of questions here.
No, that's that's a great bold move. That's like those things, like those people who send out those love letters and they misspell words intentionally, so they know that if anybody replies to it, they know they're down. So, dude, if you send a picture of your asshole farting, and you're even getting a response, Terry, I think that was your first mistake. Giving
it probably was.
Response.
But at least by the time he sent the "Can I send you more?" I knew to just like not even acknowledge it at all. I'm just like, okay,
I'm kink shame him.
I didn't, but like I was not going to kink shame him. I'm sure that whoever that video was meant for, I hope they enjoyed it.
And no, that video was meant
Terry,
for
that
you,
was
Terry.
made for you, and that's the difference between there's a difference between kink shaming and finding out on the sly that's what the guy likes to do, and like, oh, this guy's like, likes fart.
But in the beginning,
instead of the guy just sending you a fucking fart video.
In the beginning, before you know, you're like, all right, I'm going to pretend like this didn't happen. That was weird, but whatever. It's the follow up that really clinches the fact that he had ill intentions from the start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why farting?
I do not know.
Does it like blubber?
Some people are in. Some people are into stuff like that. I am not.
He's like, look how I can dilate.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
no. So, okay. And I'm not going to kink shame here either because, yeah, whatever. You're into what you're into. But let's say that's what you're in. Whatever this is, let's say that's what you're into. This is Eddie giving everybody out there
What
a
is it
little
called
bit
when
of
you're in the
advice.
getting farts on? Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Being Chuck Berry? I don't know.
Yeah, getting the
Ed
Chuck Berry.
Williams.
James
So
Joyce.
here's my kind of advice for you. Let's say that's a thing you're into, right? And let's say there's a guy you went to high school with that you're feeling maybe like, I'll put it out there, right?
I never talked to this guy, though. That's the weird thing.
It was
I've not
something
seen
about you in high school, Eddie. Not Eddie, sorry, Terry. That he was like, "Who can I send this to?" He's like, you know,
Who's that Terry kid?
Terry. Yeah, I think he
You know who I should
was.
send this
He
to?
looks like he loves farts.
Here's the thing.
No, who I should send this to? The guy who has never given any indication that he was gay or bi. This is
Yeah, that's
Gonna
also
take
a
a
tough
chance.
one. That's a tough one. That's a tough gambit you're playing there. But
it is. Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
yeah.
though. You know what? Now, normally I would say don't start with a farting asshole.
You gonna
Like
build your way up
maybe
to that?
lead up to it. Yeah, Tim.
No,
but
no.
to your point, by the third date, of course. But maybe you start out with just the asshole.
I
He
think on
was
Facebook
feeling-
you just throw your fucking net out wide and see what you catch.
He was real pent up and in need of a release, but just not the kind that I was thinking.
Gotcha.
Or the one he was thinking.
Okay, so that's probably the most interesting "What have you been consuming" we've ever done on the show. So yeah, thanks, Terry.
The rest of the episode's downhill from here. That's a
Yes.
banger of a starter.
Just the fact that it was so early in the morning was what also just made it.
You're sipping your coffee.
Exactly. Ugh, do not talk to me in the morning until I've seen a video of a guy farting.
you know what? Somebody out there who's an art person, can you make
what
me
person?
like a Garfield 3-panel where it's like Garfield gets a phone call, he looks at his phone, it's a guy's asshole, and then he spits his coffee out in the morning.
It's because it happened on a Sunday morning, not on Monday. Oh wait, now Garfield.
Yes.
Now I hate Sundays.
Most people on Sunday morning, they get up, they go to church, they hear those church bells go dong. But for me, it was something quite different.
You wake up, you see a man's asshole, and you feel a dong in your pants. That's remarkable, I gotta say.
Although the shit going on in the Catholic Church is like way more deviant than what happened to me.
Yeah, because presumably everything that was going on with you was either consensual or intended to be consensual.
Wait, did something new happen with the Catholic Church, or are we just talking just on
In general,
hundreds of years
Tim.
of experience?
That is-
Oh, you mean you didn't see that Pope, that video that the Pope sent out of his asshole farting?
Yeah.
When he was wearing that big white Parker?
There's your wafer.
Oh God. Oh my God, that's true with deepfake technology. Can we get a deepfake Pope asshole? I'll tell you, man, AI is going crazy. It
He gives
really
a
will be
sermon
the death
through his
of us.
butt like Ace Ventura.
Oh my God, that's what it is. You got Ventura'd.
I was skeptical of AI until I saw the Pope farting video.
Terry
No, it's
got
Now
crazy.
I'm all
The
for it.
AI is so far like almost everything, and who knows if it's just made up for clicks, whatever. So far, the AI always turns into Skynet within like 30 minutes of a conversation.
Yeah, it's not
Like,
good.
I wish I had the nuclear codes.
know-
I wish that this and that.
I actually feel like I came up with an answer for that. Because I
For
was
AI?
contemplating, no, not for AI, but for like why it so quickly turns like evil or racist, and it's because it's learning from the person it's talking to, and we all have this underlying subconscious fear of machines taking over, and it picks up on that, and so it tries to please the person talking to it by saying things that they want to hear or they perceive that they want to hear.
Candice, because then it'd be saying,
Man.
"Oh, you got a big dick. Let me suck it."
That's deep.
Wait.
It's balls deep.
Soon the AI is going to be sending you pictures of itself farting.
Candice, you realize
That's the end
that
goal.
the AI doesn't have consciousness, right? It doesn't care what you think. It just responds with what it's programmed to respond.
No, I'm pretty sure it has motivations.
No, I don't think so.
I know because I program AI. I'm
Oh,
an
yeah,
expert.
sure. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You need to
If it
start
doesn't,
working
it's
on
going
the
to have a
eye
motivation
before you
pretty
can
soon.
start
Once
doing
it
AI.
starts figuring out it doesn't need us.
Like, I completely did not understand what either of you just said.
All right. I was saying, Candice, you need I before you can start programming AI. And then Tim was saying something about being worried about it not needing us. I guess that's just what it'll end up being, is AI sending other AI pictures of assholes farting in the future. We'll all just be replaced.
Can we put that video into an AI machine?
Is it like diesel smoke?
I wish she hadn't unsent it, because then I would totally do that.
Yeah. That technically would be revenge.
Ooh, would their farts smell like ozone?
AIs?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I think it would smell like when a computer component burns out, and it's like that,
or like ozone,
plasticky.
Yeah, that burnt plastic smell.
Yeah, ugh. Terrible. So what I've been consuming.
That's a hell of a conversation.
Jesus Christ, I don't know where to go from there. No, what I've been consuming, I rewatched John Wick 1. I got about halfway through John Wick 2. I'm catching up, Tim. That's it. That's what I got. No man's asshole that I've been consuming here.
Don't worry about farts.
Well, yeah. So anyway, The Last House at Dead End Street. Tim, what the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck? We picked this month's supposed to be like bad remakes and bad ripoffs.
Get the wee thing out of your mouth.
Hey, a ripoff doesn't have to be bad. I think we're all going to agree on that next week.
Yeah. Next week's ripoff, I don't think anybody's, except for Candice, would call bad.
No, I just, like I said before, I was fucking around just going through the blood bank, through all the movies, and I saw, the first thing that I saw was just keep saying to yourself, it's only a movie. And, of course, I think that's Last House on the Left, right? That's the fucking famous commercial for it, over and over again, saying that. Then when Last House on Dead End Street, what? I was like, oh my fucking God. Then I saw what year it was made in. And then I saw it was like an hour and 7 minutes, hour and 17 minutes.
Yeah, hour 17.
I watched the first couple of minutes. Then I got to that part with the dog doing a walk by. And I'm like, whoa, emergency. We need to do this fucking movie.
Oh, God.
Hell yeah.
I want to argue this isn't a ripoff.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that.
Oh, definitely not. It rips off the marketing.
Yeah.
But like not really the subject matter.
Okay.
I think it kind of it's trying to be extreme and outrageous as the Last House on the Left was, but in a little bit different way.
But Tim, so you didn't even get to the part that I would say probably stood out the most. You just got to the dog doing the walk by. But you came immediately.
Dude, that dog was fucking ready.
Oh, God, no.
Come on. I know we all got big screen TVs.
Come on, Tim. What are you talking
about? Now.
What?
Don't be shy. Let's talk about the dog dicks.
So Tim saw this, paused, jumped in our little private host's Discord, and is like, dude, we got to do this, clearly.
I took a picture of the dog walking by, and that's what I sent.
Yeah, and the picture was blurry, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, is that two people fucking with a dog in the room? Like, what am I looking at?
Of all the things in this movie, that was the hook for you. I love that.
Yeah.
No, because Eddie, you're right. Because then when I got a little bit further into the movie and I saw something else, I was like, "Whoa, wait a second!" We were already locked into doing it.
Here it is.
Candice, is that why? Oh, okay. Now I know why you were giving somebody a heads up about this movie.
Beep beep emergency. We have to do this movie. That's what I get. And then I believe it was you, Tim, that suggested, yes, we need Shane and Terry on here for it. So I floated it out.
Terry, how do you feel that the first thing that popped into his mind was, this is your movie?
I talk all the time about how Last House on the Left is, like, seriously, not ironically, one of my all-time favorites. And I love watching the movies that ripped it off. And this was one of the first ones that I saw. It's just like, oh shit, there's another Last House movie. And it was just, and even for as bizarre as Last House on the Left is, like, this one, I was not expecting it to be what it was. So I've always had a soft spot for this one.
Plus, Candice, I think he prefers the way that I think of him when I see something, the way that other guy thinks of something when he.
It's a fair point.
Fair. We just send you.
I got a fart and I want to videotape it. Oh, Terry.
Hey, that one guy I went to high school with and never spoke to. He'd like to see my farting bare ass.
And ball sack, too.
And ball sack.
Oh,
wow. Was the lighting okay, or was it?
Oh, the lighting was impeccable.
Did he have like one of those circle light things that people use for Instagram?
Was he wearing like a wig on his butthole, or was it like groomed?
It's like
everything
like a reverse Martian, like
groomed.
Oh,
everything was bare. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't even know if I want to.
All right, Terry. Well, you know what?
I talked enough about it. Podcast. You're just like, let's just drop it.
I understand, Terry. You never DM and tell. So that's your history with it. You're just like, I love Last House on the Left. Let's see everything that's got Last House in the title. You hit this one, and you're like, man, this is for me.
Yeah, because like it's like even weirder and more bizarre than you would expect.
It is. It's a fever dream.
So you're just watching it. You're watching it. You're just like, minimizing windows with men's assholes. You just see the grease paint come out, and you're like, boy, this is great. This is exactly what I signed up for. Perfect.
It's like, Terry, you got a message from some kid you went to high school with. It is not suitable for work. Do you want to watch it? I'm just like, hang on. We have important work to do. I'm watching something else that's not suitable for work.
Exactly. All right, Candice, what about you? What's your history with this film?
Oh, man, it's a weird history. Because when you initially said Last House on Dead End Street, I had it confused with a different Last House on the Left ripoff, but that had like Krug from Last House on the Left.
Okay.
Was it House on the Edge of the Park by any chance?
Yes, movie. Yeah.
That's also a great movie.
I had it confused with that, and I was like, oh, I have to watch that fucking movie again? And I was not happy. But
so you were pleasantly surprised.
I did have it was a pleasant surprise, because once it got further into the film, there's a certain scene with a deer's foot. You're like, okay. I'm not going to forget that. And you'll have to excuse me. I have allergies, so I might be coughing. I'm trying to mute, but...
That's fine. We're all here, like, battered.
You weren't sure about Last House on Dead End Street, but then when it got to the part with the lady in blackface, you're just movie. Like, hell yeah.
I was like, I know this movie. What is this movie?
What?
And so I did like this. I finished the movie, and I was like, I fucking love this movie. How has this movie eluded me my whole life? Like, I really genuinely love Last House on Dead End Street.
Yes.
And I was like running through my brain trying to think of where I knew this movie from. That this is actually a movie I had been trying to watch for years, but it's so hard to find. And so I was like, oh shit, it's in my Splatterpunks book that I still have.
Oh, okay.
And remember, I've talked about it before, that essay in here about films that bite?
Yes.
This is one of those films in there that I've been trying to find.
Oh, well, look at you.
All right, you're welcome, Candice. And look, it was in the blood bank all this time.
Yeah.
That reminds me of how when I managed to get my hands on a copy of the book that was written about Last House on the Left. And at the end of that book, there's a whole chapter about, like, here's a bunch of movies that ripped off Last House on the Left. Mm-hmm. And you know what movie I discovered through that book was The Candy Snatchers, which I infamously brought to the grind a couple of years back.
Movie. Yeah.
Fucking amazing movie. And I know that Dead End Street is also mentioned in there somewhere. But, like, by that time, I had already seen this movie.
Right.
But, yeah. Let's hear it for Dead End Street.
I wanted to read something that might explain why I love this movie so much. Okay, so this is from the Splatterpunks anthology that was written in like 1986 or something, and this is an essay called I Spit in Your Face, Films That Bite, by Chaz Ballin. So this was something that shaped my life, is this quote: films like Last House on Dead End Street, which features prolonged and numbing sequences of whippings, various humiliations, and gruesome torture deaths, can expect very little sympathy from audiences weaned on safe and sane splatter films like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and even Dawn of the Dead or The Evil. And I'm like, I gotta find this fucking movie. And this weirdly, this like also is just encapsulates why I love this film. Last House on Dead End Street proves especially unsettling in the manner in which it blurs the lines between recording, inciting, and participating in an act of violence, like no other film has done. And I completely wholeheartedly agree with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So I've never seen it before.
Have you heard of it before?
You know what? I did. Where the hell did I hear of this? I believe it was on one of my lists when we were going over like the extreme movie, because I was doing a month where it was basically all like Asher's pick type month.
Yeah.
And this was on the list. I just didn't pick it up because it was only like 70 something minutes, like you said, Tim. And I was like, that's
perfect.
We need something meatier than that. But boy, howdy, is this
movie's
70 minutes.
70 minutes.
It gives you a lot.
You did say that like you had a friend in middle school who had this exact same Splatterpunks book.
Yes, I did. Yeah, my friend, it was actually my best friend growing up from kindergarten until fucking I moved. So, yeah, he had this. He was my friend that's really severely has OCD very, very badly.
Oh.
Like to the degree where you have to count the light switches and everything.
You must have fucking tortured him, didn't you?
I used to go borrow DVDs.
See, look, he didn't even hesitate. He's like, no. He's like, yeah, I used to. Go ahead, what did you do?
I used to go borrow DVDs from him, and I would just rearrange his entire DVD collection.
You're a monster.
Put the discs in the wrong sleeves.
I knew it.
Nope.
Oh, but my favorite, Tim, this one you'll appreciate, right? I'd figure out what his number was because that number keeps increasing with the years, as your OCD advances if it's not being treated, right? At the time, his number was 4. And occasionally... What's that?
Really? Like you start off with like number 4, and then as you get older, it starts going up until you get to
I don't know if that's
like
necessarily... I don't know if that's necessarily true for everybody, but it can, because what'll happen is that ritual of doing that will no longer
doesn't work. Fuck.
Well, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah, because then something bad happens after you did it, right? So now that number doesn't work. So
instead of it clicking with, "Hey, that doesn't work," it clicks in the brain with, "It doesn't work because I didn't do it one more time." I don't know
why, but it is a phenomenon that occurs. But at the time, his number was 4, and I occasionally he would do that, and I'd be like, I think that was 3. I think you flipped that 3 times, man.
You're a sick son of a bitch.
Wow. See, I mean, for real. As soon as I heard you say that, I was like, I know why he was your best friend.
Oh, no. This yeah, that's probably true. What's sick about that? You love this movie. And I'm sick?
This movie's really good.
Okay, so this movie...
It's good in a weird... It's good not in a traditional way. It's good...
Exactly.
You have to see it, because like I said, it's a fucking fever dream of a movie. With
It's
dialogue.
A methamphetamine dream of a movie. We'll get into that in production notes.
Some serious... I've written down, this is Quentin Tarantino fucking dialogue.
Yeah,
it's such a curiosity, such an oddball. You've really never seen anything like it, even amongst like trashy exploitation movies.
Is this one where we should tell people to stop to listen to the podcast?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Pause it right now. Go watch the movie. It's on the Blood Bank, so if you, like Candice, had a hard time finding it,
it's also on YouTube for free. But it's like kind of tough to find. Yeah, like if you try to search it.
Yeah, thanks, Terry.
I will tweet a link to everybody
to the Blood Bank. All right, so patreon.com/Bloody Bits to get access to that. And what is it, 5,700 other movies? You're welcome. Anyhow, this movie was supposed to drop in 1973.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't. Because, and I couldn't find which one, but one of the actresses sued over, quote, the use of hardcore loops that Watkins shot of her. I don't know what that means.
Is that where the guy's grabbing the ass?
She thought that being nude in a movie was going to hurt her chances for a career on Broadway.
Yeah.
She was applying for the role of playing hair, surprisingly. And then she went to Old Calcutta.
She's Annie.
What?
No,
what?
I'm kidding. I
Good callback, Candice. No, so this movie didn't actually release until 1977, at which time writer, director, and star Roger Watkins didn't know that they released the fucking movie. So it wasn't until 1979 when some dude on the street, some young Terry, recognized him. It was like, hey, you're the guy that was throwing animal guts everywhere in the movie.
He probably had the same haircut, right? He's probably wearing the same leather jacket.
Yeah.
That's why I recognize him.
Tim, I had the note. Is this Tim Yobo?
No, is this Danzig?
Leather jacket, yeah.
Oh
I didn't have a haircut, no.
It's a taller, more threatening Danzig. You're right, kid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. He kind of does look like Danzig, yeah.
Little bit.
I swear to God, like between like his hairstyle in this movie is similar-ish to mine, and also the leather jacket that he wears is kind of similar to the one that I wear.
That's the other one I have.
Terry. It's Terry.
So it's a style that
no, Terry. It's a style that never goes out of style. Okay, there will always be people dressing like that.
Yeah, because it looks fucking great.
That's right. Always be guys
you made the right choice.
Hiding out in warehouses, ready to ambush people that they met off Craigslist, dressed like that. Terry, you're absolutely correct. Tim, I got good news for you, buddy. Did you watch this and did it leave you wanting more?
Is there a sequel?
Well, how much more do you want, Tim?
Oh, I want more. If there's a sequel to this movie, because there was some other movie that popped up in the blood bank with like movies like this, where it kind of like sounded almost like the same thing, where like some guy gets out of a mental institution after 12 years.
There isn't a sequel to this, but there is rumored to be another cut of this movie.
A 3-hour cut.
Yes.
Oh,
yep.
That's crazy. Because we just the other night, me and Mike and Daniel and Matt, we did Rocky Balboa, and we were talking about the Rocky versus Drago cut.
Oh, okay.
And how a different movie. I wonder if the 3-hour cut of this makes it a different movie.
Well, apparently there's a 175-minute cut of this movie in some New York film lab, Tim. So get out there, bloodhounding around, sniff it out for us.
I don't know. You know, one thing, there's a lot of things, even though this is like an hour and 7 minutes, there's a lot of fucking like close-ups that just linger for like maybe 8 to 10 seconds longer than they should.
Yeah, that's the other thing. While this is an hour and 17 minutes long, there's maybe 20 minutes of content.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Maybe 20. There's 20 minutes of content, and then the remainder of it is like...
I'm not gonna lie, that first half of the movie is kind of rough to get through. I was looking at my phone a lot.
Gotcha.
But then, after the second half, I was like, oh, shit, here we go.
Like, there's the part where they show the fucking slaughterhouse footage. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, that's right, because he got a job there, but then it shows some old man working. Like, what?
Yeah. It's felt like some B-roll of a slaughterhouse. Yeah, no, it's 20 minutes of a movie, and the remainder is like outtakes from the 9 Inch Nails Closer video. They were just like, throw it in there.
So many close-ups. I swear to God, I was laughing my ass off when he goes to the college and they're doing all the close-up and all the fucking busts on the fucking walls and stuff like that. What are they called?
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, because they match his mask.
Yeah. Like the gargoyles and stuff like that in the thing. I was like, that is such a fucking thing that you do. The first time you get a camera, that's the kind of pictures you take.
Yeah.
And when I first got my first camera, those are the kind of pictures I went to Manhattan, and those are the kind of pictures I was fucking taking. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the level that we're at.
And finally, that this movie was long rumored to have been a real snuff film that was made by the Mexican mafia.
Yeah.
Good PR. I mean, no.
Yeah. So due to the pseudonyms that all the actors went by in this, not to mention the fact that they were all just literally friends of the guy.
They were theater art students.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of them was a teacher. He was just like, I need an older looking guy. Oh, we'll get the teacher at the film class. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Also,
by God, they did it.
Also, they thought it was a snuff film because people in the 70s were very stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. If you can look at this movie, and even then, how the fuck do you think this is real?
Well, people were really dumb, Tim.
Yeah, that's true.
You might remember.
Yeah, as far as like the gore looking believable, Cannibal Holocaust, this is not.
Yeah. No, it looks...
No.
I mean, literally, my first note on this is that is the fakest blood I've ever seen in my life.
With that knife where you can see like 3 different times where you can see like the fucking ink pen behind it that's letting out the fucking blood.
Yeah, when they show the girl on the operating table, it just looks like they just smeared face paint with their fingers on her face.
Anyhow, Candice, I know you did a ton of research on this. I know you have a lot.
But that's
you
not
want to
the
cover.
worst thing that's been smeared on somebody's face in this movie.
Well, there was actually you were pretty thorough. There's only a couple of things I wanted to add.
Okay, well, please.
Okay, so this movie was fueled on methamphetamines.
Oh, really?
Yes, it had God, what was it? It was like an $8,000 budget or something like that, but actually only $200 of it was actually used in the movie, and the rest was used on meth.
Yeah,
Wait,
I think what I read was $300 was spent on the film. Then the rest of the $2,200 of it was $2,200 was spent on drugs. Yeah,
because the director had
meth is that in 1973 money?
I was just Googling that, Tim.
That's
you
incredible.
can Google something
That's
like
a
that.
mountain of fucking
There's a
meth.
conversion calculator.
Yeah. There's
Well, you can see how
Price
much
of meth in the 70s.
Yeah.
But yeah, the director had a big drug problem, and he, I guess, smoked or
Wait,
however
this
fucking...
guy, the guy with the maniacal laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the psychopath? Guy was on meth? Wow.
So, when I was watching this, and then, I watched it again, because I was like, okay, I need to see this again, after, the context, and I was like, the dude's fucking eyes are fucking crazy. I'm like, he was probably, off his ass right there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Tim, so here you go, buddy. I just found on the United States Department of Justice website their evaluation of all police office methamphetamine initiatives documentation. This covers the history of their work dealing with meth in the United States since, largely since World War II when Hitler was,
Yeah, back then it was speed. It was Benny's, shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, ice. Yeah. They used to love calling it ice. And it says right here that back in the 70s, $2,200 got you a fuck ton of meth. Is what it says.
A metric fuck ton.
Enough to make this movie and send somebody a video of your farting
go to
asshole.
The inflation calendar. How much is $2,500 now? Right? That's got to be at least $6,000 now.
Tim, nobody cares. That's math. That's for fucking dorks. Anyhow,
I also wanted to add, you covered the fact that there was a 3-hour cut of this movie. You were bitching about the audio. You were like, why the fuck is everybody's lips out of sync with the audio? Yeah. So the reason for that is the source of the audio was, they had the recording of the audio, and then for dubbing, they just replayed the tape recorder into a microphone.
Wow. I thought they did everything ADR.
That's what I assumed too.
No, that's why it sounds so awful, and that's why it does not sync up with their mouths.
If you asked me to come up with a way to fuck up the audio more than that,
hold on. Let's consider it. You got 2 meth heads in an editing room, right? And they both have to hit start at the same exact time.
Yeah, you know how I could tell that guy was on meth?
One of them has to count to 4 before he hits start. So it's 1, 2, 3, go, but he goes 1, 2, 3, go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he goes.
Gotcha.
That's why the audio got fucked up.
Makes sense. Yeah, it's like trying to sync the subtitles when you have to download the subtitles to go with a movie. Now, how I could tell the guy was on meth though is that when he goes in to see his editor friend Brian. And the guy lights a cigarette, takes literally 1 puff off of it, and throws it on the ground.
He throws the match on the ground, too. And there's film.
There's film everywhere.
It will blow up.
What? You've never had a one-hitter cigarette before?
One-hitter. Everybody knows about those.
Oh, God.
I just wanted to add one smaller thing. You remember Jim Van Bebber?
Yes, I do.
He has a quasi-connection to this movie.
That does not surprise me.
So Mondo Video put out DVDs, a DVD pack of this movie, and there was other directors were asked to make short films that were tributes to this movie, and Jim Van Bebber made one.
For the listeners, Deadbeat at Dawn was Jim Van Bebber. Anyway.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, we need to cover another Jim Van Bebber movie.
We do. What should we do? He had we could do American Guinea Pig, right? That was him?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. The guy who did Deadbeat by Dawn, they did the fucking car stunt where he got fucking smashed up against the wall?
Yeah.
did a short film tribute based on
movie.
this movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we have to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
All
That was
right.
Like,
end of the
hey, you know what?
whatever
I
wanted
do
to add.
my own stunts. Really, cut my fucking legs off. Go ahead, cut my legs off.
The fucking leg cut off. Okay. Anyhow, so here we go. We open outside of a courthouse where we hear that Terry, our hero, he got 1 year in jail for doing drugs.
No, for selling dangerous drugs.
For selling drugs. That's right.
No, dangerous drugs is what they said.
Let's mention that the first half of this movie is done completely in voiceover. You're
There's
seeing
a lot
things
of
happen
voiceover in this
while
movie,
people are
yeah.
talking.
That's true. Okay.
A lot of inner monologues.
Yeah, a lot of inner monologues that don't really expose a lot of what's actually happening or what the character's motivations are.
It's better than watching them fucking lips move and then 3 seconds later words come out.
Jim, how high did you think you were the first time you watched the movie?
No, here's the thing is because I told you before I have an app that I can look for movies that I can watch, and every once in a while it happens where I start the movie or I start a TV show and the audio is a little bit out of sync. And I just have to rewind it for like 10 seconds and it catches up. So that's what I thought. I was like, do I have to rewind this? I was like, wait, I'm watching this in the blood bank. That can't be fucking happening. But we found out why.
I actually have the literal note in here before I had done any background on this. Is that these people, these monologues that they go on, sound like a theater arts assignment. And by God, I nailed it.
There's some Quentin Tarantino style fucking dialogue in this fucking movie.
If you told me every line in this movie was improvised, I would not at all be shocked. Period.
Well, I believe that's actually on the IMDb trivia, is that most of the dialogue was ad-libbed.
Oh, God.
You can tell because they repeat themselves.
Yeah. Let me just make sure.
They're trying to vamp. They're like, if I just keep saying the same thing,
If you
we can
can't
get that one
back
time.
that up, you're off the show, Teddy.
Oh,
I know.
We don't like the spread of misinformation.
Yeah, make sure
for
you're
a reason to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you got to make sure you cite your source of Internet Movie Database. The reliable source of Internet Movie Database.
It's a Wikipedia page about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, IMDb does say most of the dialogue for this film was ad-libbed, and hey, listen, 11 of 12 found that fact interesting, all right? So it's got to be true.
It is interesting, that's for
There's always
sure.
that one motherfucker who's like, nah, I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's the dentist. The dentist that's like, you know what? Rub shit in your gums.
It's the actors.
Yeah.
They're like, no.
Oh yeah, the actors. They're afraid they might accidentally get a writing credit because they came up with their dialogue. They're like, no, fuck that, fuck that. I got nothing
He's
to
like,
do
come
with
on, I need the names to put on this fucking movie. Come on.
So I guess we are to establish that this guy did a year in for selling dangerous drugs, so now he just wants to go kill people and film it.
Well, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't even say that.
yeah.
He just starts off with like he's had a long time to think, and he's going to show everybody some real entertainment and stuff like that, something they've never seen before. You don't get the thing that he's going to just go out and start killing people right away.
No, okay, but if we boil down the motive of our hero, that's it. Like he did a year, so now he's just like
He did 1 year, and it like twisted him for life.
Yeah.
1 year.
In his narration, he talks about how he's like, I'm sick of all these people. Tell me, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, I'll show them. That'll be his way of showing them all.
God.
Lights out, 8 o'clock.
making these
Wake up,
movies.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and in the
Yeah.
beginning,
You're in
you
jail,
don't know
motherfucker.
that's what he's doing. You just hear him like muttering about he's going to show them something they've never seen before, and then he breaks into the theater arts room.
You think Andrew Tate's going to do the same thing now that he is under house
I
arrest?
heard he's on house arrest now. Yeah.
Because the only person he could get to is his brother. So if he kills his brother and films it, I'm fine with that. Hey, you know what, Terry? He might send it to you in a DM, the video of it.
Oh, and a
God.
DM of Andrew Tate just farting.
A DM of a BM. So
Hey, Terry, this video is part of my self-exposure project.
Yeah.
Self-exposure.
I don't know what fucking Andrew Tate
That'd be
sounds
I was
like.
going to say you were just
Watch a
doing
video of
some,
my asshole farting for 3 minutes straight.
You were doing more of like a Vinnie Barbarino than a
Hey, what's up? I'm Andrew Tate.
Hey, I'm Andrew Tate.
What? Where?
I hate women. Fucking piece of shit.
Look at that broad.
Hey, enroll in my university.
God, I wish somebody would down that man.
You know what's always a tip off that it's a scam is when somebody has a university. Right?
It's true.
Scam,
like
right?
Mormons.
Yeah, you just don't start a university.
God damn it. So here I am crossing out Bloody Bits University. That idea.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing like a bank, right? Nobody's going to go to the Yobo Bank. The one I just I'm going to open up a bank. Who just opens up a bank? Right?
So are you telling me if I tried to found the last university on Dead End Street, nobody would enroll?
You're gonna find a few people, Terry. I guarantee
The last house
that.
on University Street's your competition. That's your biggest rival.
No, the last university on the left is my competition.
God.
The university on the edge of the park.
That's that
Your buddy from Facebook might be the only person that enrolls.
Oh God.
Yeah, but you're right, Tim. Anytime there's a university or a bank that's not a real university, it's like the rule of like a salad. Like salad's healthy for you unless it's something space salad, chicken salad, egg salad, fruit salad.
That's true.
It's just a bunch of sugar or mayonnaise and some bullshit. But,
Come on, tuna salad's got to be healthy because bodybuilders eat tuna fish, right?
but they don't put a ton
That's
of
a salad.
mayonnaise in
Yeah.
it, though, Tim. Anyhow, so this asshole gets out of jail, and we cut to the fakest fucking blood I've ever seen on this woman. And they're all ripping these pig guts out of her. We see him wearing the doctor's mask.
Yeah, and this part, it probably was never meant to be in. This was not in high definition, but I'm sure it's in a more restored condition, and it's still like grainy as fuck.
Oh, it looks
But like
terrible.
you can clearly see the dude's holding like saran wrap.
I
holding
was
guts
just going
with
to say it's a
saran wrap.
plastic bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, is she like those sea turtles that swallow plastic and they're trying to save her?
Speaking of the video quality, the version that I watched, like you could tell that most of it is like from like an actual film print, but I swear to God, there's a part later in the movie where it cuts to like VHS quality. It's so weird.
I know the part you're talking about.
Oh, where it brightens.
Yeah. It's very jarring. Like, what? Oh, maybe. I don't know.
What
Like
part
the-
is that? Yeah, that's right.
Like
Yeah.
the frame rate looks slightly different.
One of the meth heads forgot to like plug the light in. So like, oh shit, hold on.
Well,
Click.
from what I was reading when they were restoring this movie, they take special care on that part because in the original you could hardly see what was happening. And so they like really tried to make it pop.
I'm glad they took a lot of effort to get this back out there.
Got to find that 3-hour cut.
Oh, dude,
I think
so
someone's
down.
not a fan of this movie.
No, I'm just saying, like, of the things like of art that we're trying to restore, it's funny to
art.
think of people. Right, exactly. It's funny to think of somebody like laboring over this. You know?
This
Yeah.
movie's art. I argue that.
Okay. Well, we know about your opinions, though. So anyhow, then we cut to like he breaks into a college, Yobo University, and starts monologuing again.
Why you?
About,
Why you? Yobo,
Hey,
Why not
University.
you? Right?
Why not you? Yobo you. I should be in marketing. I'm good, man.
The building is marked State University College.
I want that name.
The SUC, the Suck building.
The suck. Hey, I went to suck you.
That's how you paid for the college. Yeah.
It worked for Forrest Gump.
My alma mater suck you.
Somebody posted earnestly that they loved the movie Forrest Gump on Twitter. And they're all like,
no.
what's your favorite part? And I'm like, when his mom sucked off the principal so he could go to normal
No, she didn't.
school.
I think she went right to third date.
Third date.
Ooh.
Oh. She went to straight up peach shit emoji or whatever the fuck you had to look at. Oh my God. So yeah, then
That movie just doesn't really hold up anymore, does it?
She just really loved his schooling, boy. Mm-mm.
we cut to it looks like the group that's dissecting her is like gonna gang rape the dead body or something, and then I just have like somebody's rubbing their face And then the dude's wearing, like, you know how for The Shape and Halloween, they took that William Shatner mask and painted it white? Well, they took the Burger King mask from those commercials and they painted it white.
No, it's from Elden Ring.
These are those masks that were like really big in the 70s. This is the mask from, oh my God, Miss 45.
Ah, okay.
Unless you're talking about that big head fucking thing.
That's what we're talking about.
The big white thing that looks like fucking Aristotle or whatever.
Okay, this is what I like. I described that they took the Burger King's head and spray painted it white. Yobo's like, oh, you mean the little fucking clear tiny masks that you can barely see on them? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Look, like a lot of people who listen, I don't pay attention all the time during the show.
Those are the friggin' Alice Sweet Alice masks.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's Alice Sweet Alice.
I said Miss 45. And
That's so weird.
Those two Miss 45 better with those masks on than they do off. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Crazy. When that first one takes the mask off, I'm like, whoa, wait a second.
Put it back on.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tim, you think it's like the glamour shots where they would smear the Vaseline on the lens
This is
of the
100%
camera?
70s pussy, Tim. This is your favorite.
I didn't say pussy. I said 70s boobs are the best boobs. Yes.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah, you mean the ones, the boobs that are shaped like a banana, Tim?
Oh. I just realized that I yelled that.
Okay.
My son got on to me. He's like, you need to stop saying the P word. He's like, 'cause I can hear you.
Call him one. So what
That's
are you?
So weird. That's so weird. Shane just told me the same thing.
My wife's
you can hear me from the
that
other room. He's very upset.
So then, this is when we cut to. I have a very hard time tracking everybody in this movie, just so you know. So
it's hard to keep track of who's who.
Right, because I've got like the rich guy at the party who's bitching about how the party sucks. This party did not look like it sucked. There were people about to fuck.
Yeah, you can hear people fucking in the background.
Yeah. Well, that might have just been when they were editing the movie. Maybe the guy had a porno on while he was playing the fucking cassette recorder into the microphone. So it's hard to tell what was intentional and what wasn't. But now this is when it's revealed that our hero also did 6 months for pimping.
Well, it ain't easy.
I think so. Wait, so he gets out of jail after a year.
Uh-huh.
He gets hooked up with those two chicks, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
And he then spends another 6 months in jail again after that for pimping them out, and now he decides that he's going to make movies.
So
that was what confused me, is that his whole background isn't that well established. Like at the beginning, he says like, "Oh, he was just like dealing drugs." And then in this scene, he explains that he's a pimp, and then like this producer guy helps him get into the porn business.
Yeah.
Then he didn't already have a background in making movies? Like, why did he decide to make movies? Like, why was that the thing?
Well, when I was reading, I mean, I don't know if I picked this up from the movie, but when I was reading the background on this, it was inspired by the Manson murders.
Right.
I forgot to add that part. And also, B, shit, I completely lost my train of thought.
That's fine.
This
movie?
No. His background was he was an aspiring filmmaker who would like sell drugs and pimp to fund it.
Okay.
So he
has
I also Grindhouse movies, because I think there's a podcast that we might be able to do with. So there is a market for movies like this where you can turn maybe $800 into maybe $10,000 by doing some kind of movie like this.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I'm not the only person who like didn't automatically pick up on that, because they didn't establish it that great.
No, not really.
No, there's not too much establishment in this movie. But
again, 75
He's just like,
minutes.
now that I'm out of jail for selling drugs, I think I'm going to make snuff movies now.
Yeah, I'm going to kill people.
Be a pimp. That didn't work. Oh, let me make snuff movies. Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you're, let's say you're getting into the world of producing and distributing snuff porn, right? Your customer,
again, that's like a bank and it's like a university. You just don't start doing that.
Right. But here's my point, though. The only people who, like, that's a very high risk job, let's say, right? Because you got to kill somebody, you got to dispose of the body, and at the end of the
find
day,
like-minded people.
Right. So here's my thinking: is if you're doing that, the only people that are buying it is like Hillary Clinton or like Ghislaine Maxwell and
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. It's
Still,
very,
he's
very.
Not dead. I got a bigger twist. He faked his suicide.
He's
still alive.
Well,
he's living with John McAfee.
Oh, hey, by the way, happy Trump indicted day to everybody. I hope he is as well looked for and taken care of in jail as Epstein was. So,
oh man, can you imagine if he gets Clinton?
No, for real. I would love to see him. He's never going to go to jail, but I would love to see him 48 hours without makeup and hair people taking care of his ass. Oh, that's
well, they're already talking about how there isn't going to be a mugshot and he's not going to be handcuffed.
Yeah, of course not.
So, just like how me or you got arrested, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how the legal system works.
Because, every other famous person who's ever been arrested, they don't have mugshots taken because, there's plenty of other pictures already available of them. Everybody knows what Alec Baldwin looks like. There's no need to take a mugshot of him.
It's a fair point, yeah. But my point on this here is if you're going to make and distribute snuff porn, it's high risk, so you're going to want a lot of money, right? You're going to be like, look, I'm not going to do this for $20.
Volume, man. It's the 70s. Come on. There's computers. There's no fucking police departments talking to each other across state lines at this point.
You think this guy's got good distribution figured out? No.
Well, that's why he needs that Palmer guy, right?
Well, he doesn't need the Palmer guy, clearly. We'll get to that. So my point is that okay, so you're like, fuck the system. I used to sell drugs. I went to prison. I got out. Fuck the man. Fuck the system. Now I'm going to make a product for the richest people in America.
If only I knew the richest people in America.
Because clearly, yeah, that's my crew. So... anyhow, yeah, this is when the producer guy's talking about how he loves women in leather with banana shaped tits, and I just said, yeah, the 70s boobs, right, Tim?
Them orangutan titties.
Which way the banana's facing, up or down?
One's up, one's down.
Yeah, I was going to say you got one of each. Variety is the spice of life. So then. He starts bragging about like, yeah, I fucked this one broad and I beat the shit out of her, and then your friend my friend here who he told me I could get a gig doing porn.
Okay, so the way that he words it when he describes it in this scene, he's talking about this girl Nancy Palmer, found her at a bar. The way he worded it, he said. She wanted a moist one before her hubby got home.
Yeah.
Right.
Talking about she liked the old slapperoo.
She's like the
and
wife.
She's crying all the time.
So is the moist one like you put water on your hand and then slap her?
Yeah, Never done that before?
You keep slapping until it gets moist.
Eventually it will. That's a good point. Either tears or blood.
That's us making that splat, splat, splat sound.
Yeah. That's pretty sexy. So, he says, he told me I could do porn, but I decided not to do that. Instead, I got a job at the slaughterhouse.
Oh, yeah.
Where I got fired for fucking a cow.
Is that what he says for real?
Yeah.
Because there's so much of this dialogue I couldn't fucking hear.
He doesn't say it like that. I'm succinct. He is not.
No, I had to rewind it to hear it again because I was just like, wait a minute, what's this about a dead calf? Wait, they caught him just with a dead calf in the slaughterhouse? How is that an issue? Yeah, that's his job. But then I listened to it again and he's talking about, cooped up in that slaughterhouse. You ever get so horny, you want to stick it in a mud puddle, but there's no mud puddle around, so they caught me with a dead calf. They threw the straight jacket.
Yeah, that's not how you're supposed to split a cow in half.
Oh,
God damn.
Tim.
And as we mentioned before, as we're listening to all this, we're watching actual slaughterhouse footage.
Yeah, you're watching it.
Which, like, as if it wasn't already bad enough.
And, if I'm this old man, I'm suing because this movie is now suggesting that I'm fucking this cow.
Defamation. You know what, though?
Imagine you're this guy walking down the street one day and some fucking teenage Terry comes up to you and like, hey, you're the guy that was fucking the cow in that movie, right? And you're like, what? I got a union job. What are you talking about?
It's the cow fucker.
Yeah, well, he's talking about fucking a cow. It's showing slaughterhouse footage, and they slit this cow's throat, and it's hanging up by its hooves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was disgusting, to say the least. But I think I've started to become numb to live animal death and torture. Because how many fucking movies have we covered now with this in it?
It's just such a cheap fucking way of getting away with
why in this movie? Yes.
This is what I love about you in particular, Candice.
Oh, God.
You remember how pissed you were about the movie Seed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And look where you are.
Oh, yeah. We should do when we get to, like, I don't know, what our next milestone episode, we should do a redo of Seed. And see like how we come down on it. Maybe now we like it.
No,
Candice, maybe you've been changed over this time.
Well, I never thought I would say that Last House on Dead End Street is a great movie. And
I can't believe it. Yes, if the cameras are on my mouth, you would see my jaw on the floor.
There's something magical about this movie.
There is though.
Yeah, well, we're getting to the magic here in just one moment because then our hero harasses his friend Bill to come and film him. He's like, look, man, I'm going to do this. I need somebody, and you're the best. You're the best there is as being a cameraman. And he's like, well, I'm the only cameraman you know. And he does his tight little, well, I guess that must make you the best then, right, huh?
Oh.
Funny guy here.
And during this whole time, I thought I was going to get lung cancer just from watching this movie. Like, they are just smoking on those damn cigarettes.
And, all right.
That was just the 70s, you know?
Is it just me, or does the Terry in the movie talk a little bit like Bobcat Goldthwait?
Little bit of that, yeah.
I thought
especially when he's screaming, "I'm the director." It's my movie. When he's doing that, it's my movie thing, which I can't do the.
I'm directing this fucking movie.
Yeah, see,
like that. Yeah, he gets that weird, like. I kind of get what you mean. Yeah,
I thought
that, or it sounds like a Muppet.
This is kind of a deep cut, but remember the movie Street Trash?
Yeah.
You remember the valet, and he's like, you make me fucking sick. He's puking on the ground here. Like that's what this dude sounds like. Those are the connections I made in my brain.
But I do get what Tim's talking about. He's got a little bit of that Cookie Monster kind of.
Cookie Monster. A
little bit of like corpse grinder.
Terry and you put it together for me.
Yeah, it's like he's going into his metalcore growl.
Just a little though, just a touch.
Yeah,
it's like
in 1973. Sesame Street was just kind of hitting its stride.
You know what though? He might have just burned his fucking vocal cords out, smoking all that fucking meth back then, man.
Yeah.
Smoking it or shooting it? Snorting it?
Oh, God. You don't want to snort meth, man. Tim, that's rough. I mean, I know
like I said, because back then, meth is also known as speed. And speed, as far as I thought, you could get speed in, like, pill form.
But that is a methamphetamine. But, like, the shit, like, truckers were making that they throw together in a gallon jug and shake it up. That kind of crap, man. I wouldn't.
And then they have their Mad Max wars.
It's a piss jug too. Jesus Christ!
And it smells like piss when they're cooking it too. So I wonder if anybody ever messed that up.
How do you know it smells like piss?
No, not only that, Candice, it smells like trucker piss.
I don't know if it's trucker piss specifically that it smells like.
Your palate isn't that refined.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
a
piss 1984 trucker piss. The diet consisted mostly of McDoubles.
Oh man! So then we cut down to the party. This nice swinging party, which is like 5
this fun
people.
Party, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I like the guy though, the emo guy, the Terry of the party that's hanging out, and he's like, "Man, this is just not cool enough for me anymore. It's
boring. Like you're sitting in the fucking back office. You're not amongst the party goers.
Yeah, go out there and whip
what are you
rod
doing?
or something. What are you? Yeah, exactly. This is a self-imposed fucking problem, you idiot.
Yeah, seriously. Quit sitting in the office listening to fucking Taking Back Sunday. Quit being so emo. Like, go and join the party people. Come on.
Right.
Whoa, Terry, calm down.
Go be an extrovert.
A little too close to home.
Yeah.
Identify a little too hard.
I mean, so do I, yeah.
Quit watching videos about who the 10 best people to marry on Stardew Valley are and go out there and party, you son of a bitch.
Hey, after a while, YouTube just keeps suggesting them.
Yeah, fair. So while this is going on, a chick in the back gets in blackface, and I put that comment as a joke first, and then she did.
Oh, full minstrel, white lips, everything.
When I saw this again, because like I said, I as soon as I saw the first part with the dog doing the walk by in the fucking porno video with the two women.
We'll get to that, Tim.
No, that already happened.
Oh, okay. So yeah, because the guy. No, hold on here. That's next. Because the guy says, "Yeah, my wife."
No,
made
Eddie.
porn.
There's no way I see
Tim.
a blackface chick
Tim.
getting whipped and go.
Tim,
no,
sir.
this isn't good enough to do yet. Oh wait,
No,
there's a
because
dog walking through.
We haven't seen the broad in the bathtub yet with the titties out. That was a good scene.
Are you sure? Yeah.
Tim, look who you're asking. So
he remembers every time he's seen blackface.
I'll tell you.
Am I getting ahead of myself? We didn't see this part yet.
I think you're right. No, I think you're actually right, Tim. I'm looking at my notes, and I got she took off her bra and left her husband to become a hooker. Everything's in voiceover. Blackface.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? I've been wrong before, so it wouldn't be that new.
Hey, look, blackface is the thing that stands out for you.
But let's not besmirch.
Scene with the dog is what stands out for me.
Let's not besmirch Tim's good name. He did not see the blackface before he suggested this movie.
Tim, if it was just the blackface, if the dog wasn't there, would you have suggested the movie?
No, the dog was really
that's what sold
because
it.
that dog doesn't walk by, and man, like I said before,
I got worried when that dog did a walk by. I got real fucking worried.
Dog too, man, and I don't think the dog's not on one of those. It looks like it's on one of those quick release collars.
Oh, don't say quick release talking about this dog.
Well, come on. He's been sitting there watching two hot chicks make out for like 20 minutes.
Right.
Oh, so the stank's in the air and he's been inhaling it.
And the guy, I love that he's all like, what's going on here? This is a boring video. What is this? These two women are just making out and the dog's going to fuck them? I want to see something new.
He goes, oh, that's your wife, right? Oh, yeah, you got to get, wow, wait. That's your wife. Oh, she's beautiful. Why don't you get her in more of these videos? And he's like, I don't know, man. It's okay when it's just girl on girl, but I don't want to do anything with a dog or anything.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
That escalated immediately. So, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Pretty good. Yeah. Because then we see the dog walk by the two women who were.
Right after that comment, and you're like, please don't have sex with that dog.
You ever seen a dog walk hunched over like that before?
Shut up, Tim.
I'm sorry. We're focusing so much on the fucking dog right now, and for good reason. I'm not saying it's not worth bringing up, but we're glossing over a couple of things because not only does the girl come down and do the blackface thing.
Okay,
she's whipped by a guy who's he's like a hunchback or something.
He's Igor. He's Igor because Igor's making out with some fucking chick at a party. This guy comes over. He's like, "Yo, get shit in gear. Get ready for this."
Okay,
I was like, "Wait, what?"
He's like, "Yes, man."
He starts swinging his arm around.
Because that was my note. Because first he's talking to the woman. First he's going to fuck the woman, right? Let's be honest,
Igor, right? Yeah,
he's going in after the dog. He's getting a doggy bag, ironically.
Oh, no.
God damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, he did it. He made Candice throw up. No, so first he's going to fuck this chick. He's going in after Fido. But then he starts acting like Igor. And I'm like, okay, it was like a little joke. He's like, oh, I'm going to go get my buddy to go finish this off right away, master,
Yeah, I thought he was being sarcastic.
But then he comes back and he is Igor.
Yeah, because he's got a whip.
And there's a child in the scene too.
Oh yeah, the child hands him the whip.
And you watch this shit.
The whip on like a pillow.
Watch this shit. That kid's shadow. He goes off set, but the shadow is standing there. That kid fucking was on set. He saw that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that woman is kneeling in her underwear, and this like 7-year-old boy walks up and hands Igor a whip.
Okay, did anybody notice what the building was that they were in when they were filming that?
No, what?
Castle Frankenstein.
If you look, you can see there's a window above the couch where they were sitting and making out.
Nakatomi Tower.
No, Tim.
Oh god.
If you look out that window, if you look up, you can see they're at Comet Ping Pong Pizza.
Oh god damn it.
This is what happens in the basement of Comet Ping Pong Pizza, everybody.
Oh Jesus.
No, this is the thing. This is what you imagine wealthy elites are doing, right? Like this shit. Like
minstrel shows of whippings.
Well, because literally, wasn't it fucking Justin Trudeau that they got the picture of him just in blackface? And he's
because he was Aladdin. For Halloween.
There are several pictures of him.
Yeah.
In blackface.
Yeah. And I like that he's like,
how about this? There's just way too many pictures of people in blackface just to begin with. I'll go back to Ted Danson, right?
Yeah.
Ted Danson's my favorite because
I don't care. Look, even if you live with Whoopi Goldberg for 5 years, you don't get a pass.
No.
All right.
No, you do
That's
not.
How she broke up with them. She's like, I got to break up with this guy, but I don't want to look like the bad guy. What can I do? Hey, I'm going to have a party next week. I got a great idea. It'd be a really funny bit.
Hey, I think I told the story on the podcast. I sold her toilets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did.
I sold Whoopi Goldberg, 7 Kohler toilets that were ivory. They were off-white.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I think I mentioned this before. My wife has got hooked on these fucking YouTube videos of like doing these fucking like mansion tours, like mansions that are sold going in Beverly Hills for like $180 million and shit like that.
Okay.
And it's always these houses, like the smallest house will have like 6 bedrooms, but they'll have like 13 bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Guess for throwing parties.
What is it with rich people that they don't want to walk more than 45 seconds to take a piss or take a shit?
Tim, I'll tell you, when you get to a certain level in your life, it's a hell of a bragging point to have more bathrooms than bedrooms.
How would you know?
Well, he sold rich people toilets, so
you're right.
He sold
Candice,
7 toilets in a shot, Candice. How many toilets have you sold?
I haven't hit that spot yet, but I'm even right now. Even number of bathrooms and bedrooms.
No, I just don't understand it. It's just like, make the living space a little bit bigger and take 3 of the bathrooms away.
I think they got enough living space, Tim.
Yeah, but still, I just don't get it with the bathrooms. And I'll just say this. There was one motherfucking... This thing was like $104 million. Something like that. It was over $100 million.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing had like fucking 11 fucking bedrooms. And of course, like probably had twice as many bathrooms. And then when the guy went to the servants' quarters, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It had 3 bedrooms for the servants and 1 bathroom.
And there was a woman there in blackface.
Well, no, there was 3 bedrooms. Okay, so there's supposed to be 3 housekeepers, servants, cooks, whatever, living there, and 1 bathroom. But the rest of the fucking house, like 18 other fucking bathrooms.
And I better not catch them using it.
What a motherfucking cocksucker son of a bitch.
I'll bet you that for some of them, it's a thing like, look, I'm rich. I'm never waiting to go to the bathroom ever.
Well, yeah, but no, what I mean is, how are you going to have a fucking servant's quarter, okay, where you have 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom? For 3 people.
Well, because you got to rub it in, right?
Yeah,
Fuck them.
Or maybe that's what it is. Maybe they have to rub it out all the time and they need to get to a bathroom real quick.
No, if you're rich enough, you just beat off in the middle of a street like that Coney guy. Remember that guy that made the Coney documentary? And then he went crazy and they caught him beating off in the street? Look into that, guys. That's another fun one.
That's some MK Ultra shit.
God, I remember that so vividly.
Did he send you video of it?
He did, yeah. I was the first person who saw it. I was the one that leaked the video.
Ah, there you go.
I was like, oh shit, have you guys seen this?
You were the deep throat.
God. You bet I was.
Jesus. So yeah, they're whipping this woman in blackface. Okay, hold on. Let me just set the scene for you fully. The child hands Igor the whip so he can beat the woman with it in blackface, while the Blowfield guy thinks the whole party's so dull he just hangs out in the back room and pets his cat.
Yep, and this is where this is like 70s Gummo.
Yeah, it is. And so why don't you like Gummo then?
It's different. It's still different. It's just Gummo's not magical.
You know why? Gummo hits too close to home, right?
I was like, I grew up with these people.
You've had bathtub spaghetti. Yeah, sorry, I get it now. The crowd's loving it though, by the way, and it's like a blackface version of like Reefer Madness going on in there.
Everybody loves it.
The best time.
They cannot get enough of this.
It goes on for quite a long time too.
Way too long.
You know what? It actually, it's almost like a shot like Requiem for a Dream, the ass to ass for heroin. And you see all the like fat rich guys like
blackface to blackface.
Jesus. Only it was for meth here, not heroin. So
well, they couldn't afford that.
Yeah. Then we cut to our hero, and he's putting a mask on. Well, our hero's Terry, clearly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's putting a mask on one of his two broads. And he's like, all right, we're going to go. I guess they invited the guy to their warehouse. I don't remember that scene, but I guess they did. Because they just go creep up on one of the dudes in their little weird, I think this was the Sweet Dreams video, in their weird warehouse from the Sweet Dreams video. And the two girls just go over and start like rubbing on the guy with their masks on.
Oh, we got to mention the guy's blind.
Oh, wait, the blind guy.
Yeah. He's the old blind man who owns the school building.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, let me tell you. This dude is a great fucking actor. And this is maybe one of the best fucking shot scenes in the movie. Because within half a second of just seeing his shadow walking in that building, I'm like, dude is blind.
This was the character that was played by one of Roger Watkins' film teachers.
Tracks, yeah.
Hey, all right. Guess what? You're gonna be in a movie. I don't want to be. We're gonna have two girls rubbing up on you.
Yeah, we're gonna tie you. We're gonna tie you to we're gonna tie you to like a support beam or some shit.
You always talking about how hard it is to act blind. Let's see you do it.
Well, you're gonna get tied to a support beam and then tortured to death off screen, I guess, because you don't.
Yeah.
You don't really see what happens to him.
You see the cameraman like pull his mask off and just go like, "Oh no, what is this? What are they doing?"
He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Did they?"
Huh?
Because then it cuts back to him, and he's just kind of like slumped over, and I'm like, "Did they like jerk him off or something? What happened?"
He's spent.
Yeah, because I've been there.
You're a blind guy. You've been walking around a fucking empty school for how long? Two chicks are rubbing up on you. Come on.
They couldn't even show any blood or guts or anything.
They didn't have the money for that.
Yeah, nothing.
They saved that all for the end.
No, because they said that he was strangled, right? Because he's showing the video to his buddy, and the broad is all like, "Well, how did they do that? Because it looks like they strangled him." He's like, "Well, I fucking did, you idiot."
This is special effects in real life.
Yeah, this is after he has
the most expensive part of doing a movie like this is the special effects. So I figured out a way of saving a ton of money.
Okay. Quick question though. The sex scene in the shower. Have you ever seen a less sexy sex scene and the room doesn't count?
Is this the one where he's grabbing her ass like that?
Ooh. Yeah, it's the grabbing the ass scene, Tim. Yeah, Candice, blood rain. You might be right on that.
Yeah.
No, because this one we get this fucking thing because they do first he does the grab ass thing and then he does the she's not into it.
Tango in Paris.
Like, yeah.
That's the second sex scene. The first one in the shower, she seems like she's into it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's when I have like you can't technically rape someone if you've already had sex with them.
Wait a minute. Can you write that down for me?
What did you say, Candice?
Hole in the wall.
Can we quote you on that?
Candice just said, in her opinion, you can't call it rape if you've had sex with the person before.
Yeah. That's
She
just
said
science.
that's her. Yeah, that's what they teach in school in Missouri.
Well, aren't they closing all the libraries in Missouri? So, yeah, I guess that's one day that's going to count as science.
The body has ways of shutting those things down. You know?
Oh, God.
Oh, damn.
It's called legitimate science.
Right. It's the kind of science the Republicans like, the legitimate kind. So, fucking shit, dude. First, he starts finger blasting her, though. I did notice that because he pulls the panties down. He's giving her a good fingering, and then just so much
giving her the old rolly fingers,
so much thrusting of him, and I don't need to see it.
Well, I mean, she's not exactly a treat on the eyes either.
Yeah.
Good question. So, Terry, I gotta ask.
Wait, you want to just put it in there and just stand there still?
So
a lot of hard takes about the women in this movie.
Right.
It's like, oh, geez.
Yeah. Hey, they should put another mask on her, right, Candice?
Put a mask on that pussy.
So, Terry, I gotta ask you real quick. Better asshole, the woman in this scene or your guy?
This one wasn't farting.
Yeah, this girl, like, she looked too clenched up. You know, she didn't look
relaxed.
The other guy seemed like very uninhibited.
Yeah, and I gotta say, her ass, like maybe
because he was doing self-exposure.
Oh, right, yeah. So her ass like a 4 out of 10, maybe, and then the chick on "Don't Fuck in the Woods" that we saw her inside of her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be like what, a 8?
Wait, which one? The porn star one?
Yeah.
No, I go with this chick's ass and over hers.
Better? No, I'm talking about which one's more exposed, Tim.
Oh, exposed.
Yeah, because you get a fair chunk of this lady's ass when he's grabbing it.
You don't even see any like backbush on this one.
No.
Backbush.
Well, it's the 70s. Come on.
Is that like blowback?
You need to have a better term for that, like something that some sort of portmanteau of a word for pussy with Fu Manchu or goatee thrown into it, like a poon goatee or something.
A poontee?
Yeah, a poontee.
Not to be confused with poutine.
Not a little less gravy, hopefully.
Yeah. One of them you want to eat. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you get to it before the dogs do, right, Tim? So,
God.
Yo, let me tell you, that dog's a little intimidating.
It really is.
I wouldn't want to go a second after him.
No.
It was a big dog.
I remember that big dog shirt, the one.
Oh, the big dog stay in the fence or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
You better watch your bitch around Big Dog because I got a hard dick and I'm looking to fuck. And it's just
move over, little dog, because the big dog's moving in.
So here's what we got to do. We got to get a screen capture from the movie. We put it on a T-shirt. We throw our best lines under it for a new Big Dog shirt because I think that company could come back. The Big Dog T-shirt company.
Yeah, I think Big Dog and No Fear needs to come back.
Dude, definitely.
Then can we get Affliction going again? Because I still have some of their T-shirts.
Affliction. We could get the Big Johnson T-shirts.
Oh, the Big Johnson ones
going again. Yeah, everybody misses the 90s, so let's just bring that all back.
What
it is coming back.
Fucking idea to name your company, whatever it is, Big Johnsons.
That's how you know you're serious.
It's a good move, yeah. So, yeah, then he rapes her in the bed, and that's like, whatever. So,
well, yeah, it's because like she asks him, like, you know, how do you make those snuff films look so real? And he's like, because they are real. Yeah. And then she doesn't believe him, and then he gets like really mad and goes on like a short rant about I can't even remember what.
No, let me tell you, I want to confess to killing people to you. Listen to me.
He drops the F slur in there somewhere.
Oh yeah,
it's like I'm tired of working for that F word friend of yours.
Yeah,
or whatever, and then he just rapes her.
No, he doesn't.
Well, it's
within 24 hours of her saying yes the first time.
It's what Candice likes to call improvised lovemaking. So
that yes from the night before is still valid for another 2 days.
Well, what's the first rule of improv? Yes, and.
Not yes, no.
There is no stop in improv class.
Is that why there's so many scumbag comedians?
Just the improv guys, yeah. Stand-up guys are usually okay. Improv guys are fucked up.
I don't know. Stand-up guys aren't too many stand-up guys.
The stand-up guys actually practice, so they're better at it.
That's true. So, yeah, least sexy sex scenes ever. I mean, just fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah. No, there's nothing in this movie that you want to rewind.
Beat off to?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the dog, right?
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean, there was the woman getting whipped in blackface, but that's just my
There's
personal
the deer hoof.
activities. Or getting to the deer.
Oh my god, that fucking hoof! Oh,
that
shit.
hunchback guy is a real hunk.
So our hero calls up movie weirdo and is like, "Hey, go get your wife, your friend, and Susie." And he's like, "Who's Susie?" He's like, "Don't worry about it. You'll know. Go get Susie."
You knew Susie like I knew Susie.
Mm-hmm. And bring them over to the crazy warehouse in the morning tomorrow. That sounds like a good idea. The guy's like,
"Yeah, come
meet
me at the Suck Building."
Yeah,
Bring Susie to the Suck Building.
Come down to Suck Central tomorrow morning. And he thought, hey, it's a Sunday morning. It's safe. I'm not going to see anybody's asshole or anything. So they went down to the Suck Building like you do. Only he gets shanghaied and ambushed.
It's so good.
It's very good. And then he wakes up hanging like so much meat at the slaughterhouse where the guy fucked the cow from like a hook from his wrists. He's tied up there, and he looks over, and his buddy's next to him. He's like, "Oh shit! All four of them are there now."
Yeah, it's great. He's like, "Hey, Steve, this if this is your idea of a joke,
yeah."
No, doesn't the wife say, maybe this is all just a joke? My husband's just trying to get back at you. I'm like,
that's a little bit later.
Yes.
This is like when they first all wake up and they're just like, oh shit, this Terry guy is he's really gonna show us. He's really gonna show us.
He's really gonna self-expose.
This guy must have had a lot of time to think while he was in jail, and now he's got a whole plan.
That whole year.
This dude lost his mind over 1 year in jail. That's insane. How long was Mike Tyson in jail for, Tim? You'd know this.
Well, I think Mike Tyson had a little bit easier time in jail than this fucking asshole probably had.
Okay,
right?
fair.
I think Mike Tyson was in jail for 3 years, and I can't remember why.
Yeah, for no, what? For one of
that's for
an improvised lovemaking, as Candice would say.
For a reason that's it's shockingly how it's been forgotten so much.
Yeah,
because he corrected her.
Right.
Is that a crime?
Hey, you know what? Wait a minute. I think this actually would have been a Candice approved one because they were dating. So he did have sex with her at some point.
If only Candice had been on that jury.
I think he met her just that night. I think my memory it was a long time ago, but I'm pretty sure that
but
they were not dating. Yeah,
they had an immediate connection though.
Right.
So
he just knew.
It was like it was years.
Yeah. Tim, you've never heard of love at first sight? What kind of romantic are you, Tim? Come on, buddy. So now we get to the dead meat scene, right? Because we got all four of them here where they're rounding them up and we're going to kill them all. So what cool creative kills do we have in store for these four victims? Well, turns out not great ones. First, he hypnotizes a woman. Oh, but one before that, real quick. I do love the Walking on Sunshine montage where they're trying to pick a mask for one of the two women. They're like holding up different masks to her face. Like, which one are you going to wear today?
Is this the woman who's named Susie, who I swear to God, based on what I remember, is not established earlier in the movie?
Yes.
Yeah, because when Terry calls the one guy, it's like, hey, Steve, come down to the Suck Building and make sure you bring the Palmers with you. Mm-hmm. And also bring that girl, Susie.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, who the fuck is Susie?
I think, all right, when I watch him, because I watched it twice also, I think Susie is supposed to be maybe one of the chicks that he was supposed to be pimping out.
Okay. No. The two chicks he was pimping out are the two chicks that were killing people with him.
Yeah.
That's these
Patricia and
Yeah. Whatever.
So then the Palmer's wife is the one that he's in bed with that, according to Candice, he gets a free 24-hour a fun ride pass with, right?
Yeah, Nancy.
It's like getting a warning ticket.
It's a fix-it ticket.
I am on fire tonight.
But with penetration.
It's like a one-day bus pass, you know?
Oh, okay. You can just get on anytime you want. But you got to pay up front. But then, it's like a buffet, but with pussy. So
I'll sit in the back of the bus, no problem at all. Let's go, honey.
Free crab dinner.
Look, man, if the dog's doing it, you gotta you've got some sort of liberties you can take.
This is man's best friend, not woman's.
It's Cuck the dog.
It's
Cuck the dog. Make eye contact with the dog the whole time, never break it.
No, that's how you get into a fight with the dog if you stare in the eyes like that.
Well,
Candice. Yeah.
Three's okay with me.
Coochie doo, where are you?
But then you know what? He is tied up pretty much into a knot, so he can't get away. So you do have the advantage on him.
It's fair. Yeah, he is in a knot. He's kind of stuck in a tight place.
Why are we escalating this?
Because it's an incredible fucking scene. Just to see, because I have never in my life, even in all my pornography watching, I have never seen a dog walk past two women making out.
Yeah, and you're a degenerate.
Man. I wrote down the dialogue that was going on during that, too.
Oh, please.
Why is the dog there? Oh, just to add a little life?
It says, it's an erotic, sensual scene between two women who are really in love.
And a dog.
And then the dog walks by.
With its handler, too. It wasn't even like the dog just walked by. The handler walked by.
You see the dude grabbing the dog and being like, come on, get the fuck out of here.
It looked like a mistake, which is what made it so funny.
You think it's like
like the dog was just on set, like that was just like the dog wasn't even supposed to be in the shot.
No,
he's just like,
I think it was someone's dog. It went onto the screen.
Like the director had his emotional support dog with him.
No, they stole the dog from the blind guy. That's how he got stuck in the building.
Oh, that's why he's walking around the building like that, right?
Yeah, he's like, "Where's
they're smart." That's all part of his prison plan.
He's like, "Where the fuck did my dog
hire a
get
blind
to?"
security guard to take care of a whole fucking college all by himself. Make him a horny dog.
Look, you don't know that dog. That was a good dog.
Timmy's on the phone with the people that gave him the support dog. He's like, I don't know what happened. One day it's just fucking missing. He comes back. He smells like 70s pussy. I don't know what the hell.
Oh my
His
God.
fur sticky.
Oh, go pick up a new dog at the warehouse. All right, I'll go. Hope I don't get tied up and jerked off or something. What a movie. What a fucking movie, Tim.
I love this movie.
Boy. So,
I picked it just on the base of the time, which I think, Terry, you've done that on one of the Grind Bin movies, right? You picked the movie that you just because you saw the title of it? You didn't even watch it before you recommended it?
Mike likes to give me a lot of shit because when I brought that movie, The Centerfold Girls,
is that
the way I explained it? Yeah, that was the movie. Because the way I explained it was, I found this movie on DVD and I'd never seen it before, but I bought it and I was just like, yeah, we'll give it a try. But Mike portrays it as if I had never watched the movie before I even brought it to the bin, but I did.
Oh,
but
shit!
He just likes to.
Scenes,
he's being dramatic.
You can't trust the Grind Bin, man.
Yeah.
Fucking Mike Wood trying to slander me,
trying to
mischaracterize me.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the real truth, you come to the bloody bits with consent laws.
Yep.
We're very comfortable with those.
Or the bloody entrails, according to some people.
You know, the Grind Bin podcast is part of the lamestream media.
Yeah.
You can't trust them.
Yeah, you don't get to hear about all the Comet Ping Pong pizza happening.
They're too woke.
I got lost this fucking night. He brought an automatic rifle to a fucking...
Oh God, what if I made
place.
this movie my Grind Bin pick?
Oh, Candice. No, hey,
you got a double dip?
You
Can we just bring this movie to every podcast in this whole podcast?
There's a mustache in this movie,
yeah,
right?
Yes, bring it to the bin, Podcastio.
I'm bringing it to everything I learned from movies, for sure.
I was just about to say, get Steve and Izzy to talk about this.
Yeah, exactly. Now, the next one I'm going to bring to the bin is the one I shared with you guys in the host Discord about the little person that was capturing women for white slavery.
The satanic dwarf?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And we're going to cover it on our show, too. Don't worry. We'll double dip. I don't give a fuck. Let's be like that dog in there, man. Double dipping.
The Sinful Dwarf. That's the name of it.
The Sinful Dwarf. Yeah.
The Sinful Dwarf. Yes.
From 74.
Oh,
God. Looks great. Okay. So the first person of the four that they decide to kill. Brilliant methodology here. I'll criticize them at the end but the end's the hardest part, but whatever. So they take her, and first he hypnotizes her by repeating his name and saying he's the answer.
He has this whole little monologue that he keeps repeating, but he whispers it, and the sound quality is not great, so it's barely intelligible.
Yeah, thank you, Terry. Because my fucking ears are so fucking old, I can't fucking hear what the fuck they're saying.
It's something like, my virgin bride, and I am the answer. Terry.
I heard the Terry part. Yeah, but that's
virgin bride. Is that what you tell your dates?
That's always my pickup line. That's my go-to.
When you're pushing the chair back under the table, you start whispering that in their ears.
I'll bet you this, Candice. It works better than sending a fucking video of his fucking asshole farting to somebody, right?
Maybe I'm overestimating that guy. Maybe I should try that.
You know what?
Why I think that's a brilliant move is because when he gets a positive response, that's it. You're all in. It's all in at that point, right?
I was going to say,
no holds barred.
That's one of those.
I'm gonna start sending videos of my asshole, not even in a sexual way. I'm gonna start sending those to employers.
Just in a professional
to employers, way. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
You're scratching it while you're looking in the fridge.
That's my LinkedIn profile picture. People see and just be like, man,
you're just
old.
On a Zoom meeting with somebody, you set your phone down.
No, you do not want to Zoom on that. No. Trust me.
You set your phone down. You're like, hold on a second. I dropped my pen, and you just turn around. Your asshole's cut out of your pants. Just bend over and fart right in front of the camera.
Oh, so did anybody like that, or?
Yeah. Oh, so sorry about
that. It's okay. If you didn't, it was a joke.
Yeah. If HR is going to get involved, that was a joke. But if not,
did anybody feel a little tingle?
Come back.
If you guys read my resume, you'll see that I've been doing a little self-exposure project over the past couple of years, and I accidentally roped you guys into it.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry about that. But if you're into it, bring the dog. So.
I saw him in the background of your Zoom meeting, so I know you have.
That's why you always put the blur thing on.
Oh,
Dog-o-rama.
Dogs like sniffing assholes, and
that was doggone.
Oh man,
better than dog cum.
After he hypnotizes her, he brands her with the Prince symbol, and. Now, here's the part I don't get. Then he just slits her throat. And I'm like, okay, you could have just done that.
He almost decapitates her.
Yeah.
It's like her head almost comes completely off, but not quite.
Yeah. No, she gets Pez head.
Yeah.
It tips back just enough.
I think this was about the point where I put, God help me, but I think this movie is something special.
Yeah.
There's something about this fucking movie.
Did we go to the part where he's in the office with the guy and they have a poster on the wall that says, "Mother, may I go out to kill"?
I think that is the scene where Terry calls him and says hey, come to the suck building.
Ah, okay, yes.
Yeah, because I do remember that.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie.
I'm sure
it's in the blood bank.
I'm sure it is in the blood bank.
Do you think the sequel is Mother May I Sleep with Danger?
Could be. So that one's dead.
Check it out.
And like I'm saying, why do you hypnotize, then brand, then kill?
I think he's just torturing her, mentally, physically.
Well, then why do the hypnotism?
Right. How's that torture to be hypnotized?
Well, this movie's got a lot of religious overtones.
You're in a room full of spiders.
Yeah. You think you're a chicken.
Bonk, bonk.
You can't put your arm down.
But this movie does have a lot of religious overtones.
Your
so I
breasts are
thought
gonna
that
look
that
like
played
bananas.
into it.
Yeah. Them tits look like bananas, and I'm going Donkey Kong on them. So that'd be a good sketch. Is you're the hypnotist, and you're like, you go to the first one, you're like, hey, you're a chicken. The second one, you can't put your arms in. The third one, you really want to fuck me after the show.
No, what I really like to see, let's see if the hypnotism shit really works. Your one nipple is hard, the other one is soft.
My God.
Works.
Works.
Quick, give me the winning lotto numbers.
Now
He's like,
switch.
that's not at all how that works. I don't.
Use the hard nipple to play scratch off.
So then they take movie dude out to direct a movie.
Yeah. This is really the way I'd like to explain this movie is this is like almost like really just seeing insanity, right?
Oh yeah, it's delirious at this point.
Yeah.
You
This is
just
just
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You have no context for
fucking
any of
insane,
these
yeah.
scenes. And they're like, these people are being tortured. Well, then this dude's like being mentally tortured right now. And they're just laughing, singing, dancing, having a grand old time.
rubbing
with
his
it.
face on the guy's face, telling, "This is what you do. This is what you do for a living. Direct.
Well,
Raise your hands up in the air." And then you see these fucking chicks and the guy just dancing.
Well, not just that, but like literally just seconds before this happens, it cuts to like Palmer is like in an office and he's talking with Steve or Terry. It looks like they're in an office, but then he tries running away, but then he gets stopped by the guy who branded the woman.
Man, there's
And
so
then
much.
it cuts. And then it cuts to like when they're outside. It's like, yeah, this is what you do, right? You direct.
Yeah, there's so much of people
It's
running
so
away
fucking
and then
weird.
getting caught after they had like
Yeah.
what looks like a 5-minute head start and then getting caught in like 3 seconds.
Which is it's a good cat and mouse scene.
I love those. They're my favorite parts of slashers.
Candice's favorite, the cat and mouse between them. No, but you're right. It's like the hallway in the cartoon though, where you run, to the door to the right and then come out the door to the left, and but that
We just needed
level,
some Scooby Doo music,
right? That level ridiculous, So yeah, they keep telling, "Oh, direct, come on, direct us," and they're doing the can. They're dancing. He gives one of the ladies an airplane spin, and I'm like, "Oh God, he's gonna kill her. He's just gonna drop her."
Yeah, I
But
think he
no.
almost clocks the other one in the face with the chick's feet.
Yeah,
And he's spinning her around.
but then he turns the camera around on the director guy and says, "Oh, I guess you don't want to fucking direct." Maybe
Okay,
you-
wait, hold on a second. I can't believe I forgot at this point. What the fuck is up with that camera? That's a fucking Fisher Price camera because there's no way you have the size of that camera and using real film.
That was an
You
8
have
millimeter,
like what?
wasn't it?
Maybe even 8
It was,
millimeter. What
yeah.
do you have? Like what? 5 minutes worth of film in that camera?
That's like the camera that they used to film Manos: The Hands of Fate.
Yeah,
In fact, that camera is actually another piece of IMDb trivia. The Super 8mm camera seen in this film was given to Roger Watkins by Otto Preminger, with whom Roger was doing like an apprenticeship while he was at film school.
Okay. Wow and
Yeah.
wow. Because for real, I thought that there was no way that was a real fucking camera. Because when I was a kid, I had a fucking Fisher Price movie camera. It was the same fucking thing. It had a little fucking gear thing on the side of it.
Did you try to
turned it-
recreate those movies your grandma took you to?
Oh God!
This
I
is
was a
Beyond the
crazy
Green
kid.
Door.
So I'm really surprised, shocked to find out that's a real fucking camera.
we somehow locate Tim's Fisher Price camera, and there's just a picture of two girls sitting there with a dog walking by.
I mean,
I will
to
send
be
you.
fair,
I will find it, and I will send you a link to it after we do the show. You'll see.
To be
It's a real
fair, IMDb doesn't specify whether the camera was actually functional
That's
when they
true,
were
yeah.
filming the movie.
I was gonna say, I don't think "super" belongs in the name of that fucking camera for sure.
Yeah, maybe Otto Preminger was just like, here, take this. This thing doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
It's a mediocre 8. It's the off-brand.
It's an adequate 8.
Adequate 8.
Yeah, his mentor saw the films he was planning on making and is like, "Here, use this camera. It's real good. Doesn't need any power. You don't need to replace the tapes in it. It's fun.
It's magic.
Stay away from my dog. So
I've heard about you.
you're now infamous. Oh God. So yeah, then they turn the camera around on the director guy. They're like, I guess you want to act then. We're gonna make a little film with you and as the star. And then they chase him up the outside stairs and attack him at the top of the outside stairs.
Man, those really tall stairs too.
Yeah, 4 floors it looked like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, one of these people are going to fall over.
Candice,
zero
thank you
safety
so
was
much.
used in this movie.
Thank you so much, because I always wonder when I see, especially movies like this, I wonder, because there's no stunt man, there's nobody there going, "Hey, this isn't a safe building to be running up with 4 fucking people in this fucking old building."
Yeah,
like
how
five
fucking many
people worked on this movie.
Yeah, how many people do you think were doing movies like this where somebody really got fucking hurt and fucking died doing stupid shit like this?
Yeah, it's like that.
I think that's what it is. It's the guerrilla filmmaking that I really love. Like,
no, there wasn't a
Dead Beat
gorilla,
by Dawn.
thank God.
No, yeah, it's so good.
If there was a gorilla in this movie anywhere, man, those banana tits would have been a problem.
Oh my God.
Good callback.
Oh God. So yeah, they chase him and attack him. They drag him into the building. And then they put him in this room where it's got like the divider in there with the big window cut out.
Almost like a police lineup or something.
Right.
It's kind of what it looks like.
Right. So they drag him out there and they're like, all right, fucking you don't want to direct, I guess. You want to act, right? So act. Go ahead,
He
act.
starts beating the shit out of him.
Yeah. And then he steps through the window thing, and Terry fucking freaks out. He's like, "I'm directing this movie, you dumb son of a bitch."
No, the other guy throws him through the fucking window.
No, yeah,
Right,
the guy who
right.
branded the lady, he is like tossing him around, but then he like takes him off screen for a moment to stab him, and we see like the measliest little splash of blood.
Yeah.
I liked it.
And then he brings him back out,
And
and then he pushes him. That he pushes him through the window, and then he's like, "You should have stayed behind that fucking screen where you were safe."
This is a pretty well shot scene. Yeah, it's a pretty well shot scene. The way that they're showing with the window frame, it almost looks like it could be a screen until the guy breaks through, I guess, the fourth wall, and Terry doesn't like that shit.
This
right?
movie has shockingly competent and good eye framing of the camera.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Like there's genuine talent here, but it's so high on meth right now that it's struggling to comprehend anything.
On occasion,
You think that dog was on meth?
Yeah. I hope not. I hope that dog was taken care of. Because I'm worried now.
Well, dead
he was
now.
taken care of, all right.
There was a walker and a
not like
fluffer.
that.
Yeah. It's like, quick, somebody give me a leg.
Instead of a fluffer, is it a wolfer?
Oh, God.
Gives new meaning to the term "blue a woofer." Anyhow, so yeah, then they all just circle around him and start stabbing him and ripping him apart.
I love it because they it's just another instance where it's like a beautifully shot sequence because they're like murdering the shit out of him, and then like they start punching through the walls and start putting their faces through the walls, and they're like posing and stuff.
Christ, yeah. Between the mask and some of those shots, some legit fucking freaky scenes.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, this
sometimes you just feel like a black screen, and all of a sudden, one of the fucking bitches' face in the mask comes up, and then the other fucking mask comes up. It's legit fucking freaky.
Hey.
The masks are legitimately unnerving.
They are.
Like, they were unnerving when I first watched this movie as a teenager, and they were unnerving rewatching it.
I just think in general,
podcast.
Those types of masks are because, like you said, Alice, Sweet Alice, Miss 45, and this movie. I'm sure there's been other. You just don't see these types of masks anymore, and they're legit fucking freaky.
Yeah. Especially because of how like grainy the movie is. Movie is like that's what I love about low budget 70s movies. They're so fucking grainy.
Yeah.
Like
they make you feel gross watching them.
Yes.
Yep.
Wait a second. I just thought there is a Law and Order SVU. Oh,
no.
Take a drink. Where somebody's using that mask.
Okay.
On the next mini bin.
So we cut to Mrs. Palmer and Palmer's friend, I guess, that are still hanging there. And this is when he's all like, look, this is real. This isn't a goof. They're going to fucking kill us. So...
Yeah, you think this is some kind of joke. No, this is for real. Yeah.
And then they come in and they drag her ass to that bed table thing, the operating area. And then, hey, it's a callback to the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
But this is what you were going to witness.
Yeah.
So maybe this is what he envisioned when he got out of jail? This is what he wanted to do?
Well, yeah.
And that's where we saw those flashes and now?
Yeah.
He planned it all out perfectly, Tim. And
down to the guy who's going to be doing it.
He looked at,
woven like a quilt.
He looked at the camera and he says, "I love it when a plan comes together." Just like the dog and those two women.
Life finds a way.
Expressing their sweet, sensual love.
I did like the mannequin head on the bed next to her.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? Like, when I first watched this...
it's something that's going to scare the shit out of you if you're in that situation. And on top of everything else, they put a fucking mannequin head next to you that looks like Leatherface.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, like, when I glanced at it, I thought, oh, did one of the girls take off the mask and put it next to the girl's head? But it's like, no, that's not one of the masks. That's just a fucking prosthetic head.
Yeah.
That came from nothing, as far as we know.
Yeah, that just, for
it
fun.
Looks cool.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, look, we're going to torture and kill this bitch, but why don't we zhuzh it up a little?
I was also, trying, I know this is a huge stretch, but, when I was watching it, I was trying way too hard to rationalize it, and I was just like, is that supposed to be the beheaded, the disembodied head of a previous victim?
Oh,
but it's no, they haven't,
Nope.
This is the first
Terry,
woman
I
they
hate to say
killed,
this, even though you're a guest. No.
Yeah.
Maybe in the 3-hour cut, there was a different girl that they killed first.
Maybe in the 3-hour cut, we find out where the head came from. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The 3-hour cut is just another 2 hours of the dogs fucking them. You're just like, nope, we're going to cut that. That's getting locked up. Yeah.
No, it just up until this point, it's a legit freaky scene. Once we start getting into the actual disembowelment and the other shit,
then they just whip out the scalpel and start operating.
But then again, we're watching it with our eyes now, not 1977. So.
Yeah, and they cut to the hacksaw. And they go start cutting her legs off, and then she passes out. They give her the old smelling salt.
I thought that was a good touch. I thought revive her with smelling salts.
I thought it was a good touch.
You don't see that enough in TV and movie shows anymore. Smelling salt, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like quicksand.
I thought it was a good touch that they were all standing under the Rolling Stones' lips for some reason. What the fuck was with that?
I thought that was Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just why were those there?
Again, to zhuzh it up. They're having fun. They put the mannequin head there. They got the... It's really like getting killed at a Fuddruckers because there's just shit all over all the walls.
Was that the State University College mascot? Just a disembodied pair of lips with spiky teeth
for suck you.
Hey.
Oh shit! That's it. That's it. I want to see the cheerleaders wearing that.
Hey, and then the mannequin head. They hold that up. They say, "You get head at suck you."
Get ahead. That's
get ahead. It's suck you. I mean, get ahead. Yeah. So they wake her up to be like, "Hey, look, your legs are gone. Ha ha." Anyhow, we're gonna put on some Vivaldi and disembowel you. So they throw on the classical music and just
they take some tin cutters, start cutting and snipping open her abdomen.
Yeah, you think
it was great. I mean, obviously, the special effects are not good. But just the concept of what they're doing, I'm like, oh, I love this.
You think they did
same with me.
Like an episiotomy, but just kept going with the scissors? Was that the move? Just like you're gutting a fish?
Yeah.
The other thing I like about this scene is that there's the classical music, but there's also the weird, just loud, abrasive electronic noise.
Yeah.
There's there is some choral kind of religious sounding music at some points, but then other times it's just tones.
Yeah, just distorted tones and just
the type of thing that you hear in a lot of no budget 70s horror grindhouse movies, and I don't know what it is about that, but I love it. like when there's a murder scene and they're just playing like weird like.
Yeah. Well, it evokes a place and time.
I love it.
It's very distinctive.
I'm just going to isolate you doing that and then put that under scenes and upload it to YouTube.
just make that the new intro of the
show. Everybody give your best weird sucking on a deer leg sound.
Fucking like Moog synthesizer.
Yeah.
Like
they get the chili dog.
So we go back to the last guy, Steve, I guess, because they said his name now.
Yeah.
And
finally,
Terry's like, "Look, man, are you afraid, man?"
Wait, is this the first movie that it's not a final girl; it's a final guy?
No, we've had a few of them, but it is notable. That's for sure. Although he doesn't live.
What are the other ones? I can't think of anything.
Although in the 70s, the final girl wasn't a thing yet.
True. Yeah, that was a little late.
True. All right. Yeah.
And like so many 70s movies were so fucking like cynical and nihilistic that like
that's why they're great. That's why they're fucking great. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen, right? The hero is going to win.
Even the person you think is going to survive at the end, it's just like, oh shit, no, they just like suddenly die at the end.
Yeah.
Like the young cycle girls.
Well, again, let me just do a plug for Korean movies today. They're like American movies in the 70s. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen from one minute to the next.
Very true. You'll be laughing and then you'll be screaming.
Cruising.
Is that the Old Boy soundtrack?
Yep.
So yeah. Then Terry tells old Steve, he's like, "Hey man, don't be scared, man. It's all cool. Hey, here, take a look over here. It's your friend, dead, hanging next to you. This is gonna be you."
And it's the blind guy.
Yeah. And he's like, "That's the opposite. Now I am scared." And then he ran away.
That was no help at all. You're terrible at this.
Yeah.
But only to be caught 3 seconds later.
Yeah, because he runs into a dead end in the Blair Witch basement. This place looks like a fucking shithole, man. So Terry tackles his ass to the ground. They wrestle, and while they're wrestling, the crew's like filming him and giggling, you know. Then the guy holding the camera, the walrus-looking dude, he gets like a real serious look, and he pulls the old Steve's head back, right? And that's when one of the women locks onto him from across the room.
And she is DTF.
She's
down to foot.
Yeah. Man, I've heard of camel toes, but deer feet, I have never.
Deer hooves are new.
Oh shit, Eddie! Damn.
Is that like a moose knuckle?
Damn.
Oh god.
I have head to hoof is my line.
Head to hoof. That's good. Because then one of the other girl just walks up behind her and puts deer feet behind her head like horns. And I was like, where did they get the deer feet?
Good question. There's only 3 of them, too.
It's in the 3-hour cut.
The 4th one's up her butt.
God. Yeah. That would have been, you know what, Candice, in the 3-hour cut, she turns around, walks away, and you see a deer hoof up her ass.
Deer hoof butt plug. She wants to get back to nature.
No, they put the 4th one up the guy's ass. Like they put one in his mouth. Yeah, they called him finger cuffs after that.
They'd want to spit him like a pig.
So I figured that they took the lady, right? They, one in the ass, one in the puss, and then they had her like try to skate around like Bambi on the ice. You know?
Like a dog scooting its butt across the ground.
Yeah.
But this time he's scratching out a message.
See, she strips down and hangs one of the deer legs out the zipper of her pants and makes the man suck it.
No, Eddie.
The dog's
it
dick.
was already there. She doesn't hang. She unzips her pants and it's there.
Yeah, no, that's true. You don't see her manipulate it out. It's just there.
Yeah.
Even better.
Oh, and they start, and the director dude starts like stroking it.
Yeah.
Like he's got like the circle finger thing, you know? It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Candice was taking notes. She's like, wait a second.
He's doing the okay.
Get a deer foot, make my husband suck it. So he sucks it off, I guess, and then gets up all embarrassed and runs away. Like half of my dates ended in high school.
I just want to say, speaking of high school.
Oh, gee, shit.
Speaking of high school.
I used to
find
sneak.
out why that guy sent you that video.
No, I used to sneak around his high school. That's why we both have memories of it.
There was this one dude who was already graduated, but he had a giant head.
I actually brought the DVD of this movie into my high school because, like, we had this one because, like, I went to an art high school. This is before Columbine, right?
Please God,
watch that McCollum boy.
Yeah.
But we had like a media arts classroom where our teacher was like extremely chill and like wasn't there half the time.
Nice.
And like he had a big TV and a DVD player in his classroom, so a bunch of us would just bring in DVDs to watch. And I brought in this movie, so I'm just like, fuck it, I just want to see how everybody's going to react to this.
Wow.
Nice.
And by the time we got to this part in the movie, like a good crowd of my classmates were watching it. And when the girl unzipped her jeans to show the deer hoof and like stick it in the guy's mouth, I remember one guy in my class like actually screaming. It's like, oh my God! No! That was a genuine reaction.
Do you think he went on a hunting trip that went bad? He got like raped by a deer. It was like,
I mean, I never saw him again after that, so maybe.
Jesus.
That reminds me of some friends I had that were like, oh, and these were not horror people. Like, they're very straight-laced people. And they were like, oh, we want to watch a scary movie on a Saturday afternoon, just to fun around. What do you suggest, Candice? And I was like, you should watch Last House on the Left.
Yes!
They did not talk to me for a while after that.
Just imagine, like the woman.
Similar.
The woman did like way too kitschy. She like popped popcorn. She had little like foot socks on in a special blanket. They're like, it's gonna be like a picnic on the floor. Come on, sweetie.
A similar thing almost happened to me one time when I was in high school. I brought a couple of friends over. And they were looking through my DVD collection, and they were just like, "Oh, let's watch this Last House on the Left movie. I bet it's like really stupid." And I'm just like, "Okay, if you guys say so." Like, I'm not going to warn you guys. And we got like 10 minutes into the movie, and the one guy we were watching with was just like, "Oh, dude, is this like going to get rapey?" And I'm just like, yeah. To put it lightly, yes. And I was the one who said, like, yeah, if you guys are worried about what's going to happen, like, we better turn this off right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, that one actually was rape because it was established she was a virgin. So you know that they hadn't tapped it before.
Right. Right. And everybody knows.
Just so you guys know.
But she was trying to procure drugs, so.
Yeah, she deserved it.
Just so everybody knows, unless you're family, it's considered rape. Right, Candice? So.
If you can't rape your family, who can you rape?
That's true. Keep charity at home, right? So
charity begins in the home.
Yeah, charity begins in the home.
That's why there's so many strippers named Charity.
Oh, Tim, beautiful.
And Chastity. So, yeah, he gets
every
up
once in a while, right?
And runs away from sucking the deer leg dick. Not sure why her tits had to be out.
Can you ever really run away from that? No matter how far you run?
No. I mean,
I do like how he actually manages to escape for a little bit, because everyone else is distracting because they're distracted because they're laughing so hard.
Yeah, they're just like, look, man, get out of here. It's okay. We're busting a gut.
Best April Fool's joke ever.
The fellatio is so gross too because you can see like the strings of drool coming from his mouth. It's like dripping down and stuff.
No, the worst part is that when he runs away, he's got fucking blood coming out of his mouth.
Oh,
like that hoof was so sharp.
Yeah, that probably did not feel great.
That could ruin your whole weekend.
Well, if anybody's ever had dogs, you feed give them a cow hoof. You know what that must be like.
When you said if anybody has dogs, I thought it was going to go a completely different direction.
You know how sharp it can be.
So, not sure why her tits had to be out for that, but okay.
For fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining.
Because why not?
Juxtaposition.
There's room for tits.
And those are some 70s bananas tits, too.
See?
Yes, they are. So, yeah, look, they killed everybody else, but he runs away. He tries, like he's going to survive, but he doesn't. They catch him, and our buddy Terry, he introduces a drill into this now. And it almost feels anticlimactic because he just drills him in the eye and it's lights out.
Yeah, they kind of should have finished with the operating scene. That was their big centerpiece.
Yep.
That was the close.
That was like the real showstopper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I do like the really bad fake eyeball that he's drilling into.
Yes.
It looks like he has
that is pretty great.
He's like one of those people that have the disease where their eyeballs pop out 3 inches from the head.
He's got like a hyperthyroid disease or some shit. Who's the fucking guy from? He's the guy from Young Frankenstein.
I was just thinking of Igor.
Oh, Marty Feldman.
Igor.
Oh, wait, is that him? Marty Feldman?
Marty Feldman, yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
just like in the last seconds of his life, that disease just flared up so his eye could pop out.
Really,
imagine what his eyes must look like when he was farting.
So he did play the Igor guy that was whipping the chick in blackface, though.
That's oh shit, that's right.
Came full circle.
Igor, I think his name was in that one.
Yeah. Marty Feldman wanted to play that character in this movie,
right.
but then all he could get was Young Frankenstein. Yeah. He's like, "Ugh, I gotta settle for this instead."
I need you.
The guild wouldn't let him.
Well, they offered to pay him in meth, and he was like, "Look, I got it. My eyes are already bugging out. I don't even."
Yeah. Oh shit.
It's like paying a diabetic in sugar.
Imagine the guy on fucking meth and cocaine. Holy fuck.
Oh my god.
He'd look like those demons from anime when their eyes are bulging out really hard and they're going in different directions.
Yeah, that was it. That was the one, guys.
It's like Bobbity from Dragon Ball.
Yeah. So, then it cuts to... oh, and by the way, those guys all got arrested, so don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just a voiceover on the end that they were all arrested and convicted to life sentences or death penalty.
Apparently,
it had a blood debts ending.
Exactly.
Whoever released the movie, like, they imposed that on the movie. Like, Roger Watkins hated that they added that.
Well, yeah.
But they were just like, oh, we can't.
I think they just wanted to guarantee there was no sequel.
No,
well, because censors back then were just like, oh, we can't let the audience know that these people got away with this. We got to let them know that they were punished,
No, yeah,
and then Roger Watkins.
No. That's when this movie was made, 1973. That's at that point the what the fuck was it? The Hays Code. Was done.
The Hays Code, but I guess I guess whoever was in charge of having the final say over the edits or whatever.
Yeah, I mean they tried to make it redemptive or moralistic in the end, and when the rest of the movie is completely nihilistic, and that was the point.
Yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, when Roger Watkins saw the movie, he was just like, I didn't want that to be in there. What the fuck did you guys do? That ruins the whole thing.
This movie doesn't take a moral stance on anything that's happening until the voiceover at the very end.
It really feels it's like at the end of Psycho when they have the guy that's like, hey, I'm a doctor and I'm here to explain what happened there so you guys can calm your nerves down and you don't get the vapors or whatever.
What year did Clockwork Orange come out in?
That was
71, right?
Okay, so you don't need to have it where there's got to be the comeuppance.
Yeah, but I guess maybe it just depended. Maybe the specific like I said, maybe it was the studio that was releasing it. Whoever was in charge of having the final say. There was probably some other department that was like, hey, we have some notes.
I can't even
about the content of this movie. I don't know.
It's funny you should mention the fact that Alex in Clockwork Orange doesn't get his comeuppance because in the book he does.
Oh yeah, I know. No. Because I think it was because that's chapter 21, right? He realizes that what he's doing is all fucked up. Yeah, and he should just get married and have a family.
Yep.
I'm sure that the executives went up to Roger Watkins and were just like, hey, listen, Kubrick, all right? You can't get away with having your amoral characters just get away with it at the end.
Yeah.
And we can't afford Singing in the Rain, so cut it
Roger
out.
Roger Watkins was just like, but guys, listen, I put a bunch of classical music in the movie, just like Clockwork Orange. Isn't that enough?
I recorded it, and then I played that into the microphone.
I put William Tell in that scene with the threesome with the 2 girls and the dog.
If you had sped up the footage, maybe we would have been okay with it.
Yeah. I just can't believe that there was a studio that looked at this film.
It's 73, it's 77. There's
in
movies like
any
this
capacity, Tim,
making money at this time,
like
right? There's grind bin movies.
Tim, that any legitimate studio looked at this and had an opinion that they're like, oh, we'll release this. We'll put this in front of people.
Is there any record how much money the movie made?
I mean, it had to be more than the budget, but less than the meth.
I mean, yeah, for real. Even if this movie cost $10,000, this movie made money back then.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Okay. I know you guys are giving me shit about like trusting IMDb before, but I feel like this is worth mentioning. Just to, another trivia section on IMDb says the closing voiceover to the film was reportedly. So they do acknowledge it's reportedly. Okay. So like even they don't know if it's true. Reportedly added by distributor Leon Fenton on the suggestion of his assistant Bernie Travis, who felt that Terry and his crew should not go unpunished for their actions. Director Watkins was apparently very unhappy with this addition, stating that it ruined the entire film.
I don't know that it ruined the entire film.
No, because otherwise then you're just like, oh, wow, these people are still out there, right? Maybe they can come to my town and make a movie.
Maybe they live next door to you.
Tell your children.
So that's it, guys. That is The Last House at Dead End Street.
Loved it.
Not sure what that had to do with a house
watching it.
on a street or anything, but but it was fun.
No.
That's for sure.
We're starting our ripoff month with a movie that's not actually a ripoff, just the title was.
Well, yeah, the movie had like multiple working titles, but then when it finally got a wider release, the distributors were just like, "Hey, that Last House on the Left movie is real popular." Yeah. And it was like kind of a fucked up,
this
like
movie has a rape in it.
Exactly.
Right,
like, why don't we put Last House on this
Which
movie?
one's an easier rewatch? This or Last House on the Left?
Oh, this.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. I mean, this one...
Wow. I've watched Last House on the Left once. I've never watched it again. It's a very good movie, but...
Yeah.
No, this...
I've watched Last House on the Left a million times. I would say that one's a bit more of a bit easier of a rewatch because it resembles like an actual movie a little bit more.
True. Yeah.
Like I can kind of understand like somebody
at the same time.
Honestly, yeah.
This is definitely an Asher's movie. I bet you probably pops it on every holiday.
Yeah, probably. It's got to be.
We're going to do Last House on the Left, and both of us are going to be on it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm for that. I'll float it out to her there.
Like I would bring Last House on the Left to the grind bin because, but the only thing is, one, like it's a bit too popular, and two, I've brought like too many like fucked up, disturbing Grindhouse movies to the bin where they're just like, God damn it, Terry, we can't make jokes about this.
Okay, so then you know what your next movie should be? Tell them to do hair.
Bloody Bits does what Grindpod don't.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. There is no bottom for us, folks.
Speaking of which, remember that essay I was talking about earlier and all the movies I've seen from it now? Listen to this list and see how many have been on this show.
Okay.
I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah, check.
Combat Shock. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
We got to do that one, though. So.
We do need to do that one at some point.
Yeah.
Necromantic.
Yep.
Last House on Dead End Street.
Yep. Well, now.
I remember that movie.
And Maniac.
Ding, ding.
Yep. There you go. So we only missed.
Oh wait! Are we doing? If we're doing remakes, we could do the new Maniac.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Frodo.
Yeah, but we're not doing remakes though. We're doing rip-offs. So.
But May is remake.
Remake.
That was my idea.
Thinking ahead, Eddie. Come on.
Okay.
We're actually planning more than a week ahead at a time.
It's true. So, good movie. Yeah, thanks for bringing this one to the show, Tim. I would say it's
everybody
worth a watch,
liked it,
though.
right?
Yeah, totally. Because it moves at a clip. I mean, like you said, it's under 80 minutes, and it. You know what? You never know what's actually happening. So It never gets boring. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, that first time he puts that fucking Aristotle head on, you're like, what?
I would suggest not watching this high.
No,
Don't watch this high.
No.
Why not? Why, you want to be straight and like really be able to pay attention to what's going on?
Well, I feel like it would put you in a bad headspace.
Yeah. You know what? If you're
don't
having
do acid and watch this movie.
Oh no, don't do that. If you're having a good day, then yeah, you can. But if you've had a rough, like if you had to suck off a deer leg or something, I would.
Yeah, because this movie is unflinching and brutal and nihilistic and dirty and grimy and gross. Like it is one of the
welcome to the
grimiest.
70s.
Yeah.
That is like unfortunately why I love so many of these types of like 70s trash movies, because the subject matter is often just nasty and hateful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, this is fucking great. Like they just don't make these types of movies anymore.
And you're so right with just the aesthetic of it too. I mean, you hit this perfect point where like the media or the medium connects to the content, right? So it looks dirty and filthy, and it makes you feel dirty and filthy watching it.
Yep.
Yes.
Like Caligula, yeah.
Like Caligula, yeah.
Like Sallow.
Like Sallow.
Yeah.
Like Milk
C.
Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Terry, thank you so much.
Which, by the way, what a fucking disappointment on Milk Manor. Nobody fucked on that goddamn entire goddamn episode, man.
Spoilers.
Sorry.
Other than Milk Manor, Terry, and that guy's video of his farting asshole, what else do you want us to pay attention to on the internet?
Well, obviously, like everybody who listens to this show listens to the Grind Bin. About a month or so ago, me and Shane were back on the bin to talk about The Party Animal.
Yeah.
Which was a great episode. Like, holy shit, what a fucking movie that was. Better
or worse than Last House on Dead End Street?
I think I felt dirtier watching that movie than I did this movie.
Yeah,
this movie had blackface. That one had rebel flags.
Yeah. But no, that one, as far as like upcoming appearances, like there's nothing like planned at the moment. But, I'm always on this show, The Grind Bin, Mustachioed Podcastio. If that show is ever coming back, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
We just recorded an episode last night, the other night, and let me just say,
really?
With how drunk Daniel started that show off.
Oh boy!
Oh damn!
As drunk as I have finished shows,
wow,
he started the show that drunk.
Well, there's another.
Was he so drunk that he abruptly ended the recording like he did the one time? I can't remember which episode it was. Was that fucking chairman of the board where it was like, guys?
No. This is how drunk he was. He was 30 minutes late for his own podcast, right? So Mike, I, and Matt decide, hey, we're here. Let's do we'll do like a quick mini bin. We'll watch a bunch of commercials, from the 70s to the 80s. And then Daniel got back online, and Mike sent him an invite to come into the room, and he's like, no, motherfuckers, it's my podcast. You're going to come into the room I create.
Damn. Woo.
Oh, my God.
All right. That's pretty.
And then he told the same story about 4 fucking times to the point where halfway through, we were doing a visual joke of every time he says something, take a drink.
Oh God, he was that level of drunk, just like repeating himself.
Talking about how his brother, who's 11 years older than me, he said it.
I have both been
times.
that guy and also have experienced those people.
Oh yeah, I've done it. Yes, but just not coming into a podcast.
No, it's usually the end.
Where do you go from there? So yeah, check out.
No, what's incredible is he sobered up as we did the show. That's what's crazy about it.
Okay, so you know what? Listen to that podcast in reverse. Then is what you're saying.
Yeah.
I will keep a lookout for that because I've been waiting for the return of the podcast.
Rocky 4, yeah.
So
yes,
when it comes out, check out the podcast. You of course check out the Grind Bin. Tim, anything you want to promote?
I think I just did the promo for the Podcastio. Mm-hmm. No, I'm going to be on some mini bins, and I think pretty soon I'm going to be on a Grind Bin.
Okay. What about you, Candice?
Nothing much going on here. Just follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HorrorHoochie69.
And you can follow Tim at Yobo Gold. You can follow me at Eddie the Axe. And you can check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bloodybits to get access to the blood bank with about 6,000 movies. I think we'll probably be there by the time you by the time you hear this, and you get access to our bonus episodes as well for a song, really. When you compare it to the other streaming services and that bullshit, crazy.
Send Eddie a video of your asshole singing a song, and we'll give you access to the bonus
to make a request. You have to fart it.
Okay. If you can fart a request that I can recognize as a movie that's not on the Blood Bank, do send that. I do want to hear that.
Guess what? We're going to be doing Howard Stern's Fart Man next week.
For me, Tim, Candice, and Terry, thanks for joining us. But I think that this is how we end it with Who Let the Dogs Out. Goodbye.